Some at the Bremo Copim Sadumienu. So far, no, some no at the saying, Safuduku, a customer for Adamakuma, 1 year on, poly filming. They say, and some the same pan. They say, and some the same pan, echo, Nina Koba. Na yedi no about two a year in House of Folk and so are appointed a new managing director. As they say, Onuna, Ebeji Jumaku na Sajumedino, Ononso, Wedi Ade, Ama Aye House of Folk, Yera, Julius, Ben, Enuma, Openi, Baby, and the Padudo, the back kind of pa, Aye, Club, Lances and Board, no, what did you mouth? So, Papa, Sisamica say, Onuna and Penny for a pound. Se omeshe yewura Dr. Dalali Anku Adiama at the point when an attachment our mantitia before House of Dijumedino at the ban say on ebishim and so at the amano na House of Folks openino bano eduma be poti and na obobo Adiama House of Ninano Yakoba na yabaka and so etimi at the atramo this and many more and na ebififie na and so no yachira dwen etimi at the Afan Shaban 4.5 939 Yankwa na garbage ram gabi the foreigner Tuesday edition Jumadi on share a yaman and insano I see Mfa am I good morning Yadamun ask for choosing insurance passports over the others but Joe you're coming in Yaba
Nhyira FM ashaho in the process maybe say promo code ayedien no about Nhyira FM ashaho e basa automatically no ye chow £5 and €5 and you more Europe so America na Canada ye chow $10 for free o send this cancel yento we tap send it there no fee
hey they just say ukayo tap send papa no
yeah ojo what's on this channel okay any am check them some fro as soon tap send party jack mama we are saying can you hey me daba
ofa pacha mama friend
you know kwa woni abri say
maso ya yehiro nana
na dey
se ba bia meti ye tumi o na me wo fa send me sika di nkan wo de kosi wo bisu nipa kura discount yo de ba ye nso amikoyi a ehon sem bebre afi kwa do mo busam sem aye transaction ho da
Debbie and catch you catch offer say on download tap send so download tap sender or send this camera wire about to mobile money and our bank account simple
tap send
yeah tap send now okay tap send there we are see fana baby obia so what Europe and America Canada
so what you rent no question no also between Benjamin Sesko and Hugo Ekitike when me discussing no this morning and it's obvious the striker of the moment Benjamin Sesko. Ano pe baby obia me panicha o mfanche me. Say you coach baako na nan ade. Na I don't know after watching the Benjamin Sesko no. Me who say oye a combination of prime Luis Suarez and a Cristiano Ronaldo. Benjamin Sesko. Sa Benana Ronaldo e on a prime Cristiano Ronaldo. Sa ta no o katana ni kura no asegu no. Luis Suarez, Lisha no Bobondia, Atonet no. Combined, these two combined, and I can booma. Ubenya Benjamin Sesko. Sesko baby Obiano, I'm sorry. Say now you good striker. Na Papa Bakono na. Answer near my Kofi. Young na some more top 5 there, all this guys there. Young go to Manchester United Street na yen discuss it in the right now.
Senior.
Young
this season, top strikers in English Premier League, Sesko count. I won't agree with you. I'm just making my statement. What cast out there in detail? I'm saying my new strikers about Premier League in this season. Oh my God, this season. Top 2, Ekitike and then Joao Pedro. Sesko count. What out there, Mr.
That's a topic now reason and can't topics I discussing this morning.
Who will be a same? No
problem.
Now see all your joints now he's better than Kitiki. Also better than Kitiki.
Me say Benjamin Sesko now who is here no.
Who say he's better than Kitiki? One kasa.
Prime Cristiano Ronaldo
is better than Kitiki Richardo.
On your better channel.
For you, and I said, okay, fine, you said yours. I think, say, top strikers you told me this season, on can who be? Go say and say. Ekiti Kenny drop Pedro, she goes to Debia, Ebo Champions League. Utene baku boxing ball baku share. Yeah, you are sorry. You are sorry. Hey.
Oh, taxes in my home.
Oh, taxes me.
Oh, taxes me. Some people say taxes me.
And I thank you, Gerard Bowen. I'm grateful. What else has me? You are grateful to Gerard Bowen. And I only Saturday remember to watch it. You are grateful to Gerard Bowen. That's why I'm out. I don't know what I can. I said, well, I'm about $200,000. Hey. Just I get it. Thank you, Gerard Bowie. I'm grateful.
First time, I was sound off. I didn't think granny.
Hey, you. H. Kofi. Yakoba, you know. Top 6 names sign. This season, it's important to move the conversation away from top 4 to top 5 and top 6 because Obeka last season, 5 teams from England that qualified for Champions League, you know. And it's very likely that this season it's going to be 5 teams again that will qualify as per the UEFA coefficient. So even if you look at the first round of the Champions League, England clubs 6 and 5 are qualified. So it's very likely that England will get another 5 set of spots again, which is very, very good. And we'll discuss some top 6, which the first, second, and third, even for fourth, did not change. And even fifth, if a top 6 didn't answer, it could be weekend in the Bayern. Because Arsenal share, Man City ball draw, Aston Villa Jumano, Manchester United won, Chelsea won, and Liverpool also won. Now let's take the games one after the other. Which, when Arsenal were going to Elland Road, me and him said Liverpool called Marco drop a point. Man City a break a crowd. Chelsea had lost the game over there, so it can be a little bit tricky. But for Arsenal, it was about getting back into winning ways. Yatinefi, Yentinia against Manchester United. People are beginning to ask questions of whether we can really play and get a result. Yakobo in the Champions League, 3-2 against Kirat Amati. We've made it perfect score Champions League in him. Can we keep on when it comes to the English Premier League now? Although it's at the Elland Road, they went ahead and got a job done. Solid performance from Martin Ibanez, Zubimendi, Victor Gyökeres, Gabriel Magalhaes, Noni Madueke, Piero Nkapi, all of the Arsenal team. And I think that it's back to where we were, as we were. The quality of play from Arsenal, no? 2 draws between that. A winless run, no, has finally come to a stop.
A
very good player.
Very
good player. Now, he did Madrid in Comona. See how Madrid are suffering with CMs. And Zubi is at Arsenal playing freely. And it's if it's 3 games and Arsenal here winless, no, they managed to go and make 4 goals to 0 against Leeds United. Noni Madueke is so on and off. And in the Champions League game against Manchester United, Arsenal fans were a little bit uncomfortable with his performance, but this weekend he came back and he delivered. Again, a little bit of a knock to our branch friend Bukayo Saka, but then the team is fit again. Kai Havertz, a goal. Our branch friend Victor Gyökeres, 2 goals. And our branch your friend Gabriel Jesus, a goal in there as well. And Arsenal centre forwards are not coming back. We've said that they don't have a star man that gets them loads of the goals, but it's being shared across board, and they are getting the players to come in. After the game, Daniel Farker said, we face the best side in Europe. We have to accept their quality. Whatever we did, they always had an answer. And Arsenal team will definitely, on paper, are the best side in Europe. Which there have been pressure on Arne Slot, and he had to deliver. And at home, in a very big game against Newcastle, I think he did everything just right. There were just a few things that happened alongside in the game that needs to be spoken about. And it is this: Liverpool going down in the 35th minute and needing reaction. See, Rich, maybe people have not seen the quality of Hugo Ekitike in that match. He was the real deal. If you look at the goals that Ekitike scored, especially the one or the Malik Thiaw Eba outside, and with the outside of his boot, smashed and gets Liverpool that equalizer, you can see the quality of our brand here friend Hugo Ekitike all across currently in the English Premier League. If you want, say this season you're starting, players are changing clubs, different clubs. When you mention Ekitike or you mention Joao Pedro, you mention Ekitike. I don't have the numbers of it, but the quality. Almost every week, some players in and more so at Liverpool Hugo Kitike is doing a fantastic job. Frank Viet was the man of the match of the day. And Rich, slowly but surely, a branch of friend Florian Viet, the confidence, the courage, everything is beginning to go for him. 10 games, 6 goals, and 2 assists for Liverpool this time. Now him say a branch of friend Ibrahim Konate ni papa free before the Liverpool game.
Sure.
He went quickly with the family to who's only a Muslim, so they do the burial rites quickly. Came back in to play the game. The emotions after so she go and celebrated, and then the grief began to dawn on him. I like the fact that Liverpool players were right there for him, Virgil van Dijk and our branch friend Ryan Gravenberch. Now, how much what we heard, and it's a Liverpool for have finalized a deal for player and Chelsea for a deal for the very long time. Chelsea did not pull out. It's a proper hijack. Liverpool stepped in and got a job done on our branch friend Jeremy Jacket. They've agreed a deal of 60 million euros, 60 million pounds and 70 million euros for our branch friend Jeremy Jacket to become the new player. Which he is the upgrade and exact replacement of our branch friend Ibrahim Konate. French, tall, physical, very combative, obiting stepping up into the midfield. Chelsea have not gotten Jeremy Jacket. Liverpool for stepped up, they were quick, they paid the money, and then they've gotten their player. He stopped, and that is all. On Saturday, Liam Rossini had to continue the consistency. I know what started building at Stamford Bridge. You know. Honestly speaking, I didn't expect it to be that difficult for Liam. Who starting lineup, no? Which I could understand what he wanted to do. Or per se, or with players, no, Ernesto Kakra, Marco Correa played against Napoli. Wesley Fofana played against Napoli. Chaloba Obemu second half, so it was about the rotation. Nebia, you will take a fresh players match, and that was the game plan. Right from the blast of the whistle, Chelsea just could not break West Ham down. You know, 4-4-1-1 on no ball. And for me, there are 2 key reasons. Before the game, Estevão Willian wasn't present because there was a family emergency that he had to attend to in Brazil, so he had traveled. It means that Chelsea wingers Naka, Joao Pedro Neto, Garnacho, and Gittins. Liam Rossini felt that so Garnacho and Gittins rather and rest Pedro Neto a team, which for me was a wrong decision at the beginning because only a natural left-footed wingers. So if you play, especially Gittins, are on finding the feet in a team that will make it difficult for you to break them down against Geoff, then you are going to find it very, very problematic. Came back with Cole Palmer, Moises Caicedo, and our branch friend Enzo Fernandez. Which halftime 2-0. Good goals from Gerard Bowen and our branch friend Crescencio Samaviel. Solid display. And me surprised say your ball match we even at halftime. Next Chelsea for no player more board of support power was a branch friend Garnacho. Yeah. You see, Rich, I said this thing over here. When Chelsea were going to buy Garnacho, I don't like that I told you so. But Garnacho was never an update on anything that Chelsea had. You play against teams that shut up shop. You need to be able to beat them 1v1. Garnacho does not have it. I saw the data that people put up. He doesn't have it. And it was very clear in that game. But you see, say, oh, your manager. I told you one thing. The very first day I listened to Liam Rossini, what I picked up from what he was saying. Say, it looks as if he's looking for the low-hanging fruits. Then a Chelsea team more lucky. And for me, it's more psychological. The psychological part of football, that is where he looked to really effect first before even changing a lot on the training field. Because almost about Champions League, almost about League, you don't even get time on the training field. And if you listen to Liam, he says that they do a lot of training sessions, a lot of meetings. And in those meetings, he teaches them how to handle bad times. Liam said, "Oko half time, you know. One Chelsea player, one catch say we need to turn it around." He just made some changes and told them, "Say so one more and then they let West Ham know somebody born watching them and they'll get a result." And truth be told, in the second half, the changes that was made, Wesley Fofana, his ball carrying ability from deep, finding a branch friend Joao Pedro at the far post, heading home, making it 2-1. Then Marco Correa coming in to come and play the Garnacho role by rotating and overlapping with our branch friend Enzo Fernandez on the left-hand side, got into the box, far post header from our branch friend Malo Gusto. Again, Liam Delap, he won't get a lot of credit, but once in the box, Chelsea needed Liam Delap's ability. Somebody that can occupy the 2 center backs. The ball flips up, and our branch friend Marco Correa was able to head home and make it 2-1. In the second half, the tactics changed. It was a 2 center back thing with Fofana and Abranti Efreno and Chaloba. Then 2 midfielders in Enzo Fernandez and Abranti Efreno Moses Caicedo. Then in between the lines, Chelsea had more players. So what shall I say? Malo Gusto was the right winger. Pedro Neto was inside and Abranti Efreno Marco Correa in that area as well. To be able to control and then move the team around, I think that made a lot of sense with Chelsea for plan in the second half. And that was obviously what was able to get Chelsea the win. And the final one was Abranti Efreno. Joao Pedro setting up Enzo Fernandez. What a ball. Saturday was exactly 3 years Enzo Fernandez be a Chelsea player. And I think that he reminded...
Kukurea goal, no?
Yeah.
Fofana.
Yeah.
Setting out, I mean, was fantastic.
Yeah.
Pinpoint cross into the box.
Joao Pedro first goal, no?
No, I'm talking about Kukurea.
Okay.
They are Fofana.
Yeah.
That pinpoint cross, no?
Yeah.
I mean...
It was a very good one. Yeah.
But I think the difference between Mayeska and Mayeska, no, the player named Bobo Grana, Unyani dia, change around 75th, 80th minute.
Yeah.
But Liam, no, also he's rotating.
Yeah.
But Oreno or those starting again now on Yadia. Quickly, no, I change.
Where you were from?
I think and no magic man.
But the problem is that Chelsea cannot Saudi when it's sustainable.
The rotation,
you can't always be coming back. Napoli, sure. This one too. No, it's not sustainable.
For how long? Yeah.
Liam should be able to get a foothold of the starting 11, then dominate games and win it. That is where he has to go. Oh yes, it's difficult.
On say the decision that goes into it.
Yeah.
Ebia, for example, to say they're now okay. On also you say net to Wabre.
Yeah.
Every Chelsea game is playing to Wabre.
Yeah.
Mami resting out in some. But so Park and the result now. Decision.
Yeah.
People will come and on board.
Sunday morning be a mama rescue losing a Jumano because opposite Boko.
And I'm coaching yet.
Yeah. Doctors say Aquano, it's no abono. A dose won't even be. Or say no. Oh yes, I will try me saying I mean Meduma. Doctor said there be must be protective player. No, you're quite a baby. So the job is very, very difficult. But that was the very first time since the Premier League era in the English Premier League at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea for turning around in terms of coming down from 2-0. Quickly, Manchester United. Enzo Fernandez at Chelsea this season, 11 goals or your first, 8 assists or your first, goals plus assists 19 or your first, chances created 88 or your first, chances created from open play 77 or your first, successful fouls 646. Or your first. I've said it several times. Say team go here, people look out for certain things. Once the team begins to score, there's good. Which the vibes continued. Old Trafford. And I think that in the first half there were a few difficult moments for Manchester United in terms of chance creation. After saying we say your goal was from a penalty shout and a man free kick and a free kick in a Casemiro Pimche. But from then, it was a little bit difficult for United to break down the Fulham side. But I think there's something that's very clear.
Complacency.
Complacency.
Yes, you too. Any of you we give no.
Okay.
And see, you need to also know matikano.
Yeah.
So quickly, I say, "I am Yama in your third goal." That's what happened.
Okay.
What
analysis near you?
Oh, hey. Tell me, meeting no.
Okay.
I know the Manchester United are my supporters.
You know them.
Complacency. Yes, sure. To any of you.
I also think the second half change of taking out Casemiro and bringing out Ugarte, also prevented United from getting a foothold on the game proper. Because again, ABR person arrested Casemiro Kakra by bringing Ugarte on the ball wasn't the best. And he gave a lot of possession to Fulham, who then came at Manchester United. But for me, the most important thing is about the control of the game. And the ability to come back. United kept on pushing even when the game became 2-2 and managed to win it by 3-2. And I think that is very, very good stuff. And Michael Carrick keeps on. Bruno Fernandes is out of this world. When you play him as a number 10, you get results. Bruno in a correct structure. Now, man, 2 players here, you get Bruno.
So now it's clear. Amorim was the problem.
Amorim was playing a different structure.
It's a problem. Because
it's just 3 games.
No, and yet 3 games. Because you want to say,
but it's just games.
Maybe one can say, so Bruno or number 10.
Yeah.
A different animal.
Yeah.
So Bono number 8.
Yeah.
As not restricted.
Yeah.
Could be mine with bad team. So one can do.
Yeah.
So and no, I mean, game at a point, you say, same place, same water for the
Yeah.
because Manchester United, baby, and your book game, and you're finding very difficult was Old Trafford.
Yeah.
But it says your book gamer, you could say it's a team, a different team, and you be out.
It's not
Saki.
It's just 3 games.
And you take character buying or catch your players and say, look, so be catch them someone yadia. And you new football.
Yeah.
You guys are good. Monko Park and it's not Monko body with him. Player profile.
Yeah.
And now why 1 or 2 trick be the other category. And the team looks solid team. This is Manchester United. Say you both game with Old Trafford. Thank you 2. Not open and attacker. Now you go ahead to win the game. And see against Arsenal.
But I'm
saying the point I need.
What I'm just saying is that Rich, just so you don't come back and come and beg. It's just 3 games. It's a little bit measure. A good result.
Begging me. But it's not you beg it a day.
Okay, Mate. Oh, beg, yeah, Mate.
Team not perform. Me begging my day.
Mami wrap you up now.
For wrap up.
What I'm saying is that even your Chelsea year campaign, it's not sustainable. You need to get better foothold of games. Until kind of now, you need to be very careful. And sign up back, you come and beg over the weekend. Rich, Madrid stayed at home to play against Vallecano. Madrid will go for Vallecano and any match. But this one, they labored. Rich, what is going on at Football Club Real Madrid needs to be looked at, especially with certain performances that players be the mom. But for that last-minute penalty, which I think was a penalty, Madrid would have been able to win that match.
If I rely on Mbappe, is a problem.
Yeah. You see,
Mbappe.
So you go that Madrid consider, you forget even about the attacking side. Vini scored a solid goal last season against Vallecano. He scored a solid goal. This is a solid goal. Vini is playing okay. But when you look at the goal that Madrid conceded, from Chimeni, nowhere. Almost center for the winning ball when he's in the box. It was very questionable. You see, when Madrid fans begin to tell Florentino Perez say he needs to beef up the middle, it's true. Barcelona have not spent so much. But in terms of quality of players that get to come there, whether from the La Masia or whatever, they are quality. Look at Pedri and all of these guys, Marc Bernal. Madrid are suffering with quality. Orange Chimeni form that they play. And Madrid need to find a way to either get him back or get somebody that gives him proper your friend is saying competition. Oh, while I was talking about Chimeni from Madrid, at Barcelona, maybe Frankie de Jong won't come on. Rich. If Frankie gets to play as he's playing, Barca will not miss Pedri. Over the weekend against Elche, it was solid. Now, for the people who don't know the history between Barcelona and Elche, you probably would have thought it was a simple game. Elche only played good football. In fact, there were large parts of the game where they were dominating it. You see, Sarabia, the coach of Elche, will be our year of Barcelona club open as an assistant manager. So he was also free flowing, more possession dominant, playing out from the back, and that's something that he did very well. Lamine Yamal is scoring goals, which you see what I say, at the crucial stage of the season. So Washa, you baby was season you started winning trophies, you started your caps, and that is where Lamine Yamal's goals are beginning to come. If he keeps on like this, one shiny year, if Barca keeps on winning, when the Ballon d'Or conversations come up, we'll keep on mentioning his name. Now, this weekend, Rich, Uncle Funny Day, Saturday, Day, Sunday, boys are coffee, deeper. Now, there is a secret about Monday matches. I am confirmed 10 trap, but usually every time there is a win. Because Monday matches are very, very straightforward. There are a few, and we analysis no slightly roller, we're able to get your win. To show, okay. My member with T4 code Kakrabinene. First code I made your mom a BW 38431911. Second one I made your mom a BW 38430DBB. Third one a BW 383BA B6C. Fourth and last one a BW 383BA457. Rich, these are better codes and medema with T4 so Vanco efficacy.
Some Badu men say, Rich, I think people haven't realized the mastermind behind Michael Carrick's success at the moment. Chelsea ex-assistant manager Steve Holland is key to success. He did it with Chelsea and England. Yes, I know.
You do right, yes.
So, what's your rent and question? I said between Benjamin Sesko and Hugo Ekitike, why not met discussing this morning? And it's obvious. The striker of the moment, Benjamin Sesko. I know baby will be a me panicha on Fanchame. Say you coach back on a 9 yard. Na I don't know after watching the Benjamin Sesko, no. But we say, oh yeah, a combination of prime Luis Suarez and a Cristiano Ronaldo. Benjamin Sesko. Sabena Ronaldo on a prime Cristiano Ronaldo. Satano or Catana Lucano Asiguno. Luis Suarez, Lisha no Bobondia, Atonet, no. Combined, these two combined, and I can come boomer. Ubenya Benjamin Sesko. Sesko baby, Obiano, I'm sorry. Say now you're good striker. Na Papa Bakono na. Answer near my Kofi. Young Queen, some more top 5 there, all this guys here. Young go to Manchester United Street now. Young discuss it in the other way now.
Senior. This season, top strikers in English Premier League, Sesko count. I won't argue with you. I'm just making my statement. What cast out there with the detail? I'm saying mine. New strikers about Premier League in this season. Oh my God, this season. Top 2. Ekitike and then Joao Pedro. Sesko Nkaho. What can you say? That's
a topic now. Reason and can't topics I discussing this morning.
Who will be a same? No
problem.
Now see all your joints. Now he's better than Ekitike. Also better than Ekitike.
Benjamin Sesko now who is here?
Who say he's better than Ekitike? One kasa.
Prime Cristiano Ronaldo.
He's better than Ekitike. Richardo.
On your better channel.
For you, when I said okay, fine, you said yours. I think say top strikers you told me this season on can be. Go say no wash. Ekitike ni Joao Pedro she go si debia Ebo Champions League. Utene baku boxing ball baku share. Yeah, you are sorry. Hey.
Oh, taxes in my home.
Oh, taxes me.
Oh, taxes we. Some people say taxes we mean me.
And I thank you, Gerard Bowen. I'm grateful. What else has we say about? You are grateful to Gerard Bowen. And I only Saturday remember to watch it. You are grateful to Gerard Bowen. That's why I'm out. I don't know what kind. I said, well, I'm about $200,000. Hey. Just I get it. Thank you, Gerard Bowen. I'm grateful.
First time, what's a rough? I didn't granny.
Hey, you. H.
Kofi.
Yakoba, top 6 in society. This season, it's important to move the conversation away from top 4 to top 5 and top 6 because Obeka last season, 5 teams from England that qualified for Champions League, And it's very likely that this season it's going to be 5 teams again that will qualify as per the UEFA coefficient. Even if you look at the first round of the Champions League, England clubs 6 and 5 are qualified. So it's very likely that England will get another 5 set of spots again, which is very, very good. And we'll discuss some top 6, which the first, second, and third, even for fourth, do not change. And even fifth, if a top 6 didn't answer, it could be weekend in Bayern. Because Arsenal share, Man City ball draw, Aston Villa Jumano, Manchester United won, Chelsea won, and Liverpool also won. Now let's take the games one after the other. Which, when Arsenal were going to Elland Road, me and him say Liverpool called Marco dropping points. Man City are break a crowd. Chelsea had lost the game over there, so it can be a little bit tricky. But for Arsenal, it was about getting back into winning ways. Yatinefi, Yentinia against Manchester United. People are beginning to ask questions of whether we can really play and get a result. Yakobo in the Champions League, 3-2 against Kirat Amati. We've made it perfect score Champions League in him. Can we keep on when it comes to the English Premier League now? Although it's at the Elland Road, they went ahead and got a job done. Urge solid performance from Martin Ibanez, Zubimendi.
Comment no answer about the permanent na ɛde ama bɛta ayɛ subscribe sɛdeɛ bɛ anytime bi a video bi abɛtɔ no na nso wɔn nsa atumi aka but maame nsa sɛ ɛnɛ matches kakra wɔ hɔ a yɛbɛbobɔ ɛwɔ nkurɔfoɔ ama so na okɔ etɛrɛn siria na game baako wɔ hɔ ɛno yɛ Bologna bobɔ no wɔn ne AC Milan ana edisi ne saa game no ɛyɛ 7:45 ana kyerɛ sɛ ɛtota ɛntɛ yɛ big game a nkɔmɔ no asase both coaches ne nyinaa akasa mede ho nkɔmɔ kakra ɛde ɛba wɔ dwumadie so na okɔ ɛyɛ England a mepato EFL cup final ɛno ɛtɔ semi final ɛno Arsenal bobo kono wɔn Chelsea na ɛbɔ Emirates na saa game ne ɛtɔ ɛno nso two coaches no akasa fa ho amede ɛba afei Barcelona wɔn nso ɛkɔ away to Abasate na wɔn game ne timi atwende ɛno the Spanish Copa del Rey quarter final game a ɛtɔ ɛno nso nkɔmɔ kakra ne afei okɔ France ɛne ɛno Coupe de France ɛno round of 16 ɛno nso game baako ɛda hɔ ɛtɔ Olympique de Marseille wɔn tena from the stade René ana edisi ni na fe yanya aye Reims boboko no wɔn ene Lamens ana chance edisi ni enteni 2 matches a etodwa GFB Pokal Cup me pato yeko Germany by no for Leverkusen wɔn ni St Pauli ewo game and 7:45 sa game no so eba so team where matches a the notable ones a ebetodwa ewo nkrofo man so na na no pay market edama na me ni coaches won koma kakra na yehwe de ekompacho me Pep Guardiola kate na ono no ye City head coach Antoine Semenyo ne head coach won komo ana make na obaka last summer ana eba se Pep Guardiola benya akọ and before then Krampa and so na Ruben Amorim eba betwene Manchester United eba se City bobo kodumum ana nanka okọ ne ade and yete se wadwene Manchester United but reporter eba se sisi ne in coaches sisi ya City for Apple mo na Amorim anka ho emoma 3 coaches ana meti omudin wo munyina ye coaches sisia no kame so modern bono in the coaching career no ekosuru ye pa baako Xabi Alonso wono ana Madrid nano daya ana mo kan to afa Cesc Fabregas wono e ko mo bo kompepe one head coach at the moment Enzo Maresca former Chelsea head coach sa coaches ya mabobo mu edi emu baako pe na mpempe woguso adwuma na omu mienu akade obi anu ha mpen wono anso ewe team bia beta yesi City bobo kwani few say so be here coach pa na se Pep Guardiola ebenya akopa dia sa coaches men say wo munya mu ba ko mu otidie se City bobo ko no the one person City anso ekon the same thing ana tell so mbenya no eno ye reporter etotwa ewo dwumade so na no pe no make check kakra e dia ma wan checha hodo so na ma menko Portugal na menko nkodi nkoma kakra na no obeka mbaba ka to say sisi coaches na omukura unbeaten record say ufi the top 5 Eddie Frona ebia with the Portuguese lead no eba beka ho a ebia wo nso ede no beka na ebia kwakwa top 6 wo do munyina ka bom dia coach na tese olusu ke ayo panya ni tin adi Fayoli na reporter mensa aka say sia de ade no anya apa na wie esanse unbeaten record na ekwa no na 19 matches on the beaten record and na tese club no report no at as Adian de Siciano Enya and so up and away into Francesco Fayoli Sicilia unbeaten record and a crowd no emu Enya behind and he and a reporter a free FC Porto Akate Eddie Eba would media so now pen make a check a car Eddie Emao aside that and menko Marcus Trafford there another Baba Kato said yes Mike Carrick would did passes one with the 2 man Emana Nipa Bakwa or be professor or didn't back to Manchester United Marcus Trafford na yase Marcus Trafford at Sankomo no yaso akwedin komo akata Barcelona for ne say Barca the way musie depa no se pass obeja Barca ho pa akode dabi enya de se be se say Manchester project no mo ye no ahwemu din sabio project no enya de eswani to project no huniti ehuni na ehuni nsa as a Manchester United project no the whole and now they say huniti na as a we player pa what menya gidie e Manchester for bakra and now there's one why na adwen say obaba be sia kan e de Manchester United be say Barca sisi onya bipo Barca obu fili say o captain no ho Barca supporters ni yadado Barca oba we go so share and the pass ade na fa e de ma no besa back to Manchester na Manchester for e de nanim aye from pa de nya de so betime aye sa de no e reporter Marcus Trafford the free na kate eba e wo dwumade so no ada na transfer deadline and team Saudi on SSI na Jonas Adete Ghana nipa or Black Stars player we see kan Edma FC Basel reporter mensaka say ano 24th by Bobo Kono e 10 minutes na wanya tene in contract near to 2030 and your contract abrante no akwakwasa that means say a 4 years contract and Jonas Adete and so akwakwasa pato abrante when you cry 22 years and Jonas Adete enya enti wano wenno akoda kra enti so mo Black Stars na ebia pressure for man manya abotre e dem because we musu sankodan kra 22 years Jonas Adete na eno wa sign we and e bi sense aso sisi na German Bundesliga no who say no so a liga in fact wa pe wa hwe ni ma teye pa ana sisi ne nsa anso timaka officer football bobo ko na wa twen no a team e babo ama na football career etimi akona nim ye pa ata so no so e de nim de e ba be bo team no ama tasa ne ma ya kama adama football bobo ko na no e Jonas Adete enkoma kaka brand de tutwa e wo dwuma de so na no pay make kire e di ama na Karim Benzema de tebie wanya free Al-Ittihad na oko Al Hilal na oko kosia kan enso e dama na ano na brand no e di statement e di akoko to di Instagram ano tese obeta ni teammate no ombedo mu nyina se na wapo mu nyina ba so in fact ne tama wani Ittihad boboko no have ye nyina e yodo eni so ana tese omoda na di editor no and France ni na supporter wo mo de man ni na yade na tese na ni age e tell your office abone ye pa in fact personally we office e dealer abone ye tama Johnny Al-Ittihad e boboko no better edubra so opre e new challenge edubra so hwese ene the next step say na niema enso ebesi akonti we de wonyo mo sa akwa okatom se anya hwe kwa no so na Saudi Pro League na anom wo muti in a month won be koso enso asia anom aye reporter Karim Benzema adi tutwa e wo dwumade so na no pe no make tire edema na Tariq Lamptey enso eno ada me ba be di akoda ne ho nkomo adi to kato so obeko Everton eno ada ni loan move no enya eko so atesa brante no enso adwani Everton boboko no eno so nkomo kakra de na de tene diet of mekano eno ada na eba ya se upa enya enso assign new contract assess no wenya ye adi ama Bayern Munich boboko no na sign contract na oye no sisi na baba ma Liverpool boboko no Barcelona boboko no ana fe Madrid ese wo pe the next option of center back ese wo mu so enya no ese se Magayi ana nko mu nyina Magayi City ana nanka brante de diet of mekano na nko mu fisa nko menya upan so no sisi no so a new contract assess adi ama Bayern Munich boboko no enti ese Madrid sisi adi se Nicolas Trachtenberg one player no Alfred Gonzalo Ignacio Antonio Silva and Adesa Bantani Dean Editojo Scavini where players are yasi Madrid edo many ebuse so munyamu ba kwadia ebia na tese etimi abo Real Madrid bobo kwanom enkoba kakwa so etojana mama me Antoine Semenyo e was squeeze no so na Antoine Semenyo a granting interview World Cup Ghana yebe call no answer Ghana ye kwa America US ho ana me Ghana koto e group na ho ana yebe kwa kobo matches ni nyina na Antoine Semenyo ne yebi sansa World Cup ne ba so wa prepare na Ghana amanya muni o mokwa kwsia no uhu ne se enema nyina da ho ana na Antoine Semenyo interview no yente koba kakra Semenyo editu edwa.
Yeah, we're gonna come in big bunches. I'll tell you that. I think big tournaments like this, we want to show our culture. We want to show we're different to other nations, whether it's dancing, whether it's singing, just supporting the crowds. Yeah, it's just endless. I think Ghana runs through so many people's veins back home, and yeah, we just love football. So World Cup's gonna be it's gonna be amazing. Hopefully, God willing, we do well, and yeah, looking forward to being in America. Like, you learn a lot. They teach you a lot of things quite early on, like preparing yourself for adulthood, just making sure you're always on your toes, you always work hard, you always have a plan B.
And the Antoine Semenyo say Ghana your man you do football ye pa and I wake up and so we player now kwa wusuani ma PT ayade o mani nyina ayade o no so ehwe ni ye pass Ghana be connect wo mo so atry na o mabo mo homoden ano ya Antoine Semenyo dia odi tuja and ye be say uko city ya say unipa ba ko ay Erling Haaland ya say edu ba bi kra Haaland for first Semenyo fabo no fa ha Semenyo fabo ne fa ha ne adade eto da bi so ya say ufi say ya pass ball ne ma ne adade amafo na keka nsema na oni Ellen Holland mu relationship send the city woni ne ya fine mu di nkomo mu ye closely ana semenyo anu ya wede ma eni.
No, it's great. He's made me feel so comfortable. He's a loud character in the change room, very vocal, but he's made me feel the most comfortable, I should say, from day one. Even with that clip, just before that clip even came out, he was just saying like, "Great to have you here. Obviously, we're gonna win leagues, cups together, compete for top goal scorer as well. So it's nice, friendly competition. But I'm glad he's with my team."
And team Pato Abranten and Koma Kako dia Tudano no Samia Osamu Hunu Abonten yasa and the city since we're dining in Abranteno Basa Omumi number game na Omaria City Edin Kudimna goes no and sweating me by no and Koma Kaka Antoine Samano Eddie Tuta Ewo Jumedia Sanwada Deusini B Etimi Etoja Antoine Mema Renfisa General Yana or Dining City Bobo Corinti General Transferno Abranten and so Ekaho na Abranten the Allen Saint Maximin Akudawe Yaka football players are. What's that we had there who baby or money number? Aqua we count ball pa, aqua we ball pa. Na reporter Mensaka, I say RCD loans bobo conum, part of France at home, and I planted them and so aqua training, and not the moon feeling the camera, and I Allen Saint Maximin and Komaka Crania, and not the Assassin, and so in our journey was United, and to Azo disaster no, one also a long tuna or Quacobo, where we are back to Air Chelsea, Azo disaster in a Tessajan. Be 2 months oh yase nitianye ye kra ye 3 months ana yase obesa ko ze tese da kwako pradna anu ada mekodi nkomo kakra ana ye bisa Hansi Flick say what is a tese den epra na wa friend na ana so nyame anim ne wate na oni tese gen ending komo na we feel bad e de ma brante ne pa se sane ma no enso atono anka obi anim sanka wo kolon jeru nanka wo mo hwese de we ne ma besi akobeta sisi na mo hwe the full test na ebeba no mahu se 2 months ankasa na se 3 months eno ayen koma kakra basa head coach adi tuja ana me didi nkomo bia bisa se ene so mema test stage na ba na eja oba ba hwe no ho ya de oba so na basa se omo nya sa de ne da okolo gwabra omo so okolo no ko plan ontena ha omini ni nia zambia amane mana azo oba ba na so na ogusu oba sa ne adade ba so na force omo problem okolo an wa kwa kopra ento betenlo ha na odi asano ho yade senulo ni mo bana bi ya ansa na baba back to Barca wasamba back to Basu na boboko no at the end of the season enom aye reporter every makande tesegen akate edi eba na abasati game omo ebo against Barcelona na hafinya wonsia kan fama Barcelona na reporter mensaka ya say wansada enye prabia sa bebresa na yases aye muscles aye overload na tese akame say bre ba ni body ni video nim enti so mutimi ema brante no enso ahome kakrante reporter mensaka say na no kra no wan ko training te ene against abasati enya de say abrante besi aka na anom ana Hansi Flick say yanka mo bianta say ha adwene ye pa esan say season na ye wram no ana say ba bia ye dui e football calendar ne ye ba bia match say o hoye pa enti akomaze so player ba kokura pra na nya just any other player bia te say Hafinya wono Hansi Flick de ade pa because o match is p e won anima e so bonti no obon pa say such players no mum prepra na obi anso be back na te say etimi aba be bo Barcelona boboko no ene yankoma Hansi Flick ade pa e wo dwumadi so na error and semeno aye Chelsea player na akoda wo omedi ni Boca Juniors ba and Chelsea say ne mu mia ana omedi ni Colo no awo Borussia Dortmund na by then kwambo Chelsea say akoda we no omoso one tina Boca kakana wonye train na akoda tina ha oba na Chelsea say da bi dia ne de omedi ni Malone ana omedi ni Malone awo Borussia Dortmund ana last year okobo kakra na before kwambo so Boca ba kwabna anso better 2024-2025 season wa mobo ba kokra fa ma Chelsea fan you know 2025 ana mede na Borussia Dortmund loan ana akoda ko boy ya na afa e de ma na oh ha na mo friend say mo monka mo to player bia ni din de Jeremy Jake enti mo anya nsan ada Jake dia ene homna na nka homna bebo Chelsea ana akoda disu eja Dortmund ho na oba na akoda ba bedu ya yeso ho na adwuna eno kwabra no na adwuna sem na mika yo o ho no na adwuna na Chelsea for friends wona ye he okra tire ho no ntimi monti no ye de Mamadou Sa efi Strawbrook banti wo so na ati so kolo nani mama mitira Dortmund Chelsea for se da ene mama akwa so di tina premu ana hwi na nye video ya na nse ya na kwabna asem aba ho akwa kwa nya timi se na ninye ayi omu veli nyina timi se enya ni yem beta Chelsea for so under contract entity mo bezo mo de bom ana sa brante de bonti no abusia amama akwa dan so obede no cost box so nkonkobo loan kakra se ni mumia no mo de na ba na no na yese ni agency ni se Chelsea for mo head and Chelsea for say aso mo frustrate akudan because mama akudan na free Germany aba ama onim se oba robo Chelsea tire hobi afa ade akrante masamba be kata sai mo de mama do sai bench no ade so ono no cost box in fact yes ni agents no omo enshada anya fine with their Chelsea komona wo mu ni omu dini niama na omo ye ade chom na ne reporter Aaron Semeno efi akodana kate edi eba ewo tumade su na Madrid reporter men say kan say the reason Madrid so unsigned player bia this winter say wo mu team no mu head here player bia na uhema the way ni mo asa akodai kitwe gase yi wesi born no in fact ade no come up to no mo de kwa de o mu hu ni say o ma sign new player kra ne sa name one departer ana na company so mu hu player ba ko wo mu ya Frank Garcia wo mu ya ade no enya amaso ana Chelsea akodai no enso atimi atnam and to reporter mensa eka efi mad da kat no na made the Chelsea almost squad na complete kaba at the moment na almost squad no mo gidi say e betima compete for any competition bia made the ebewura mu and tedi kwa say made the ebewura competition bia ma sabio yeso mo asakwa essence players no bia good and your reporter men say kam e wo dwumade so na no pen make atire adi ama wo dwumade so na mama Mikel Arteta ane Aja Rozier na meni omo ho nkoma kakra na Roginho the second game awani Arsenal eba bebonie na eno na no pay report no atese eba ensunie na ansa na no amote ekan yeto edokrodokro ya kakra anom so return encounter yemra niemra mehese ebetimi ate ho a ewo Emirates na eno na Mikel Arteta say in fact wakam obi atese Chelsea na womni womo eba bebodo say home into mu home advantage better sa home advantage na amanfo ka ho asa me refi say it is a certain Chelsea no on baba Chelsea the good side and on your baba Chelsea na sisi no fagi time and mu disui we so mu tu on baba bete we so mu tre on baba bete and Mikel Arteta say and game no enye beto and say bia wu say sa na de ne tia not just what say wa adwene na o say sisi no panya ne de lem Roginho e ba sisi papa no no ankasa pe no ye no team no so and two team sampa team ni boba e lem Roginho nsa no ana tese eye adwuma na wonya coach o to say ya no ahwani ye because we betima pane so betima yo bibia ama no so etimi se na owie bebe pa na Aja Rosi asian kama obi ante second time EFL na omu ekono Arsenal omu ne omu dada Arsenal attack no omu ne obia dada de wa de ni setie no enye team eye better team yeso mbedi Premier League team yeso mu di UEFA Champions League no and so on Arsenal ko ba yeso prepare wo saki hu ye na wo se competition na wo mu no enye better na fe opponent no so no enye better nti wo mo mapo mu ye partas Emirates no omo kone ne dey anom aye reporter Antirosi edi eba ewo dwumade so mpato Hans Flick enso akasa akra na Hans Flick say ono na ni di pass o betna Barca atem esanse Barca boboko no with the players omo ewo any do ono Hans Flick enya edema Barca team no ni di ye pa and team on the opesa oguswa enso eye adwuma no eno reporter and also eba ewo dwumade so naja ye bisa se one reporter ni ade se oba back ya se koba se elect ni ba so ne eto aba edman se kima oba he se Hans Flick beto so ye man so why not na papa ne edman Hans Flick ye ne de so mo he no mo to no so ntino ene se ono ana bebo so obi fufuro kwa na bebo Hans Flick edman na ye ne one day time bia na obeta na ti eno aye baso na mo president one reporter enkoba kakra odi tudwane na abrante bi na akwa ye de bi a kwabna nyame anim ni adisa ye listeners a na ebetimi atemina ni so kakra pato ubetimi akwa YouTube ana wadwane wo YouTube kakra na mahada sa kwabna ka player we oba basoda abrante de Arturo Rasmus Vidal na Vidal na ye bi say in the heart of air midfield na or consider player ebia or more complete than ono air Vidal players are meba bebu mudi see your body na say yes sir onka say yes sir player no air complete at the time no Vidal na kwabna empa de okay nipa de otwa no aju hu ade one ye bi sa Vidal say Leandro Paredes one no when e fifi onim ni bo ana say eyo no Leandro Paredes men baby a and e bi say na ba fufu all entomane waso on beno Java Rakitic waso on beno afi ade say Charles Arigos waso on channel afi Rodrigo Di Paul waso on channel Casemiro waso on channel and e bongo Kante kwabna Vidal so ni midfield bo edit Ngolo Kante and e bi say Frank Lampard waso Lampard Bruno yebisa Steve Gerrard wasi Gerrard Nduno and yebisa Rodrigo Cascante wasi Rodrigo Meno yebisa Xabi Alonso wasi Alonso Mbeno and yebisa Andrea Pelo wasi Pelo Meno and yebisa Xavi Hernandez wasi Xavi Meno Nadia wanwa aya Andres Iniesta Lujan was on Bobo when the midfield no at the Andres Iniesta ndi kwabna when here I just understand the bit me adu Arturo Vidal no say players amabubodi obi ani ho oni midfield ball at the time no yanko kakra etotwa ewotuma so no Adam Armstrong and so Sunderland no training Wolves boboko no and afia hey commerce no Mekato say from Olympic to Marseille Akodano and so enya journey na big transfers to journey be major signings no Premier League no ma menya kakra fama na muhu de we ade no and so etitia kwabra sa Antoine Semenya January what journey Manchester City and Strand Larsen and so from Wolves what journey Crystal Palace and Benjamin Johnson and so from Spurs what also journey Crystal Palace Belbuko no Bernard Johnson Radam Pato, Conor Gallagher, Atletico Madrid, Adriani Tottenham Hotspur, Anna Bryan, and so there's a Vasco da Gama, one Adriani Borussia, Bournemouth Bobokono, Anna Oscar Bob from City, one Adriani Fulham, Anna Tite. Cotalino, so also from Lazio, Wadane West Ham, Magei, Edwene Pato City, Pablo Felipe, and so Edwene West Ham, and Yenya Tammy Abraham from Besiktas, one also Edwene Aston Villa, Sunderland, S.I. Nelson Angolo, one also from Anderlecht, Anna Omasa and Adam Armstrong, Gordona Mekan Wasemi, Evan Bisan, one also Edwene, team and the Crystal Palace into notable player, Anna Tarek, so from Charles Wadani Everton and Tuba Premier League, the top signings in Libya, to Ijana and Nano pay market at the Amachina, Ebrebema, na made Spain, the Nabana, Spain, the end of Cabrahaya, Ademola Lukmaya, apart from Adi, or my head on your transfer bia, and was to be a Santino, and Nabasa and Saya, he man. Dance Cabra player, Gazia Bay, and the Beko baby, a tea, a home comoca cranny. Begin yet mamena me fancy him say unless baby some there.
Okay, yenchia the Don utie jumedino our Sokoban Wood Village.
Oh, okay.
The Don unim the Don on. Okay, so walk no into me maybe.
There
Sokoban a Fatilu walk no into me maybe.
Fatilu ni pano.
The Don.
And you no or Omubo Galabia no sponsor.
Yeah. Abranti with the Kumasia. A cast will be at the Don South, yes, the Don and fun to be a kick.
Sir Galan minimum DC,
auntie,
minimum DC,
Yencha the Don and pay Utie Medino, our Sokoban Village. Good morning, the Don. Sanso and Aminia Baby Free Abruchaba, Doris, Ama Amponsa, of Texas, Abruchimem, which is US, Edna Ababi Drew Ayagana, and Doris and Wakwaba, Pa, who said. Bibia Bokwanra Edna Doris Free US Ababe Drew Ghana nti ahon sam no Edna atiefo yede amamo awo Jumedino esobat encha fifi Manfred betena se sanso na Bismarck ozu bempa ya lanso betena se na afi ya hyase edin komo no atimi di amamo awo Jumedino so ene games outdoor Arsenal ebo home against Chelsea and your EFL Cup in the semi-final second leg so first leg Arsenal ko share Chelsea 3-2 and then almost the real deal no net sir Liam Rosenian no so nim come back here no onko na obia anso ntimi ehwe enti ninina no discussions e be ye e wo dwumadi no eso ene anopay Tuesday edition of Nhyira digital passport ba me so extra cash and so on register in term send be onso no upesika na emergency bi wetimi dia sort nyama extra cash and na onso betimi don ho ato so na yama osika ni bi ene e forms capital madama and am dia badwa so me so on register say ne esi do for phone no na edale *170 hash *170 hash options na be ban first one no obe choose option 5 uchusu and we are the second option obe choose option 3 now the last option now the we that is at the process no now the activate extra cash no and the other sign a choose option 5 na say wonso no me pa extra cash no the tintini ni tete na say ebia na wanya emergency bia ehia sika nanso o share wallet no so the sika bia ni so and one so be resort to extra cash na sika na opo board ya shim na yeditimi de sika no dia maba mesramo sika no gia uwia no watua se na bia unua bi su pe bia no anya bi as a Ghana for sometimes yemu binye ni na obu oji sika na oba na oyi ne chef no ato ebasa enkoyi tua ne no kira wo pe bia yetimi ama bia ma so no dwumadie bia de kodi bibia kama enso etimi de ma cancel mesa eye adura ewodwa so na etimi honam yawo pa na pains wonam baby ya ya arthritic pain ebetu ose ade ama ye fra no cancel mesa ene obi oto ni bia dia dance say yes Richardo cancel mesa no wada ye adwuma pa erintimi so ma mi bia na papa bi ana wampo ena honam yawo ya kodokoto bi nanom na ebetu ose enso etimi ade ama we nya duro na onum a ekwa na asaba ni bia we ekwa once for ensan emma enso ebim kumase obekwa atonsu market so na se wonso no wakwa akoto eye cancel dimension bi na watimi anomama bibia no aye kama pa enso ade ama mpacho no so obefre number yi o takwa phone ni na kasoa o kanshi darling honna no kwa ebi ewo ho me ba cho number no aye 0244871862 no agye drone bi etimi anomama honso no etimi ato kama pa na top send no de tieni o abrochire African country bia na wo teacher mu South Africa say ebia baso di sika free South Africa eba Ghana obetimi ayi top send me pacho Germany for Canada UK US for ni na musika na monfa top esanse hodie o send sika na ebedura chire di so obia nkofa sika no ene nkwense ene sika no kra ba ye no ene ahonsem bebre ye beto na nsem dia choose ya me pacho top de o sania nse nipa no nensa enso eka ayesika no upomo code no bo Nhyira FM fashion se na be a obenya chede ade afi tap enso eho ene anopen Rush energy drink me chaw de krontia ene so bia banum energy drink onum Rush no obia no Rush because am I stay active in the sound say a drop for instance wow colon Jenny say onya active abetumi atoka na twene bozo na say there udezi kakra bi wana akoto nipa enso atwene me pacho we no ma am I stay active na energize o kama so enunti long Jenny bia akobia no anya dia beda ho den so kama so ahoden ho a obetumi de ka na kɔ asaba bedru ayasundiem apart from that no obi a wutie me na odwuma no on say ye odwuma bi wo ha eden unya Rush na eno so timi aboa wo esanse caffeine wom vitamins wom ana ginseng wom tanuti ene na oba market no obi a epe energy drink or some Rush no as simple and short but ya na so no wetimi atobi na wonom na mabia no ay kama pa and so etimi edi amaw ene anopay Rush energy drink you stay active and energized 0322 190877 trillium oma adama and omode aye Rush no aba aye edwaso mpamcho Ansek Mining and Engineering Training School Ansek makacho say ɛnsa no dwuma etuaka ɛna obi wɔ hɔ nom a me nkasa university no ɛnyɛ wo ɛyɛ university education de wonya ɛyɛ paa nanso yɛ obi wɔ nom a ɔyɛ university nso ɛnɛ ɔte fie bi kɔ no course no ɔkɔɛ no job market no ɛngye no so nti ɛba saa no asa bɛyɛ burden ɛde aba bɛma ɛyɛ family anaa whoever ɔde kɔ university no na deɛ ɛtɛ ne sɛ I'm so commanding an engineering training school no ɛtɛ for deɛ ɛtɛ ne sɛ school no kɔ wie a ebi wɔ kora wote school dɛm a wosua deɛ no na mining companies yi ɛne construction companies yi na ɔma aba so yɛ pɛ sɛ ɔde woyɛ adwuma because I'm so first of all ɔmo yɛ credible ɛna ɔmo students no ɔmo abɛn ɛno nti dwumakuo bi yɛn fɔ ɔmo student a ɔmo di problem koraa eti kosua sɛdeɛ si ɔpɛti ɛyɛ forklift excavator bulldozer backhoe roller nom dump truck ne nyinaa no yɛbɛkyerɛ wɔde nam fabrication ɛno nso wɔdafoɔ yi ɔbɛtumi akɔ no akɔgye nimdeɛ ade afiri hɔ a 3 months pɛpɛpɛpɛpɛ na wawie ɛyɛ sukuu no na akyerɛfoɔ deɛ ɛtɛ ne sɛ sukuu no nso wowie a so ɛba no attachment ɛne sɛ yɛpɛ adwuma no bibiaa no I'm so konaa bɛyɛ bibiaa kamakama paa ɛnso atumi ade ama nti kɔ ne kɔtua wotua no tiris na fire registration no na bibiaa ɛnyɛ kama ɛmfama wo sukuu a meka ho asɛm yi ɔmo awɔ ɔboase zongo high sense building no n'akyi hɔ no mo pɛɛ ɛhɔ ɛdna yɛn nso yɛwɔ anaasɛ ɔde yɛfrɛ awɔ 0539 732 766 ɛno ɛyɛ IMSEC mining and engineering training school ɔmo number ɛna mede ama no ɛno nti abikura na apɛ sɛ ɔkɔ aburukyi ɛne sɛ ɔkɔ aburukyi na excavator nom ne forklift wonim twi a ɛne osika deɛ bebree so nti no suane Ghana ansa na ade betu kwan a onso watimi atu kwan na watimi anya adwuma kama paa atimi ayama bibia no akoye enso atimi edi amampacho World Cup 2026 World Cup no so oboso ko bia emu obi ntum futuro mu wani emu obi medada won kancho so World Cup we metimi do akọ simple kra oboa odisika ne wi a ofre na unya no baabi nso odo bekọ so ha na em office enti anytime bia betumi aba me adi nkomo no oboa onya disika ne wi a office no most of them nyo dia to onya disika na no dum ne phone obefre na na so office ka no adi mami come for Ebis God Group emfama na no pay omdo me credible na adwuma no ma ya enti eba na experience ya digit visa emo bi di tu kwan de mpacho Ebis God Group number 1 na de tie nie yen package near them on a full one on say World Cup na wo ka kwhwe no 1 asense ya give visa de ma obehia ticket because FIFA World Cup no say we need ticket ya ma visa so enti o ticket ade be group stage no nindina e sorted ye nia ane ye twa ade ama ane number 1 ya do visa wie no me pa cho flight a ode betu kwan akọ US o nindina ye nia ne ye internal travels abe ni na so nindina so ye be ye okwa ba bia abeda so aduane sane bibia no me pa cho Ebis Gold ai nindina kama na de twa to kra ene say on say a Black Stars and outdoor support air command World Cup na say if the Black Stars just no ya be sign ma obi na odi atukwan e de akọ umpewe na apede enti a full package edna Ebis Gold ye de ema wontimi sew me patcho number na me de man face see oba so kwhwe World Cup ni bi nko ade a na wa frɛ ama bibia no ay kama pa e de amount me patcho number no ay 0537 804 885 mpamcho ya won kan sakumu no ese janche wona ho na Ebis Gold ye wa oba World Cup ni baby bia kama na onso watimi atukwan no anopai amo ane afofo bi kan ho na amo aso yasira insurance 4.5 years started jumadi no ade amamo Fifi Manfred Kofi good morning
Rich.
I want to say
oh nyame adom ho ye so ho ye
sure nyame adom ho ye divine selection are coming
na uche no one dey wow
oh we dey Ghana made
does it make us UK made and
let me UK dey made out yo
but there's one out of two ko one o stylist no dey two ko
oh Debbie I no pay me anam the two
why guy pa
sa And the president come the two for me.
Uche the dog go you jig it
We knew the Libya.
Yeah, and now Kuma was a new shirt
in the Sana design.
So
we are Chinese design.
Anything a chain complimenting a necklace, a complimenting a camera, and now come. Everything's good for the dog or cover.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, can we?
Oh, yes.
I'm no come.
It's good to make.
I'm as a journalist and answer.
Oh, as a journalist, yeah.
As a accreditation, why you will be here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. See, you drew on my story, the head is good over.
Yeah.
Okay. You basically drew on that. The train now.
If there's any question,
if you could see, we have to see, so no big for Canada, and internal who's a cool kind of farm.
Okay.
Nothing I woke up and be drew on Ukuku, so I saw woke up with a cell copy. Me and the many in sheriff passports and telephone, I said, we took her. Also, when they woke up, that drew on your befro. You guys are in Chilabun and Philadelphia, and the man, yes, which it's not passports. Now, let me check it. I'm a gin chawa. Yes, sir. Woke up now, prepare na call there.
We fine.
Rich. Okay. And now, Joe, the January transfer window abeli, and there have been some notable transfers in this January, which I think say we share, and according to Sky, this January transfer has been quieter as compared to January's in the past. Usually in January by this time, now clubs still are doing a lot of business, especially in the English Premier League. The business level not perform. Maybe it's because most of the clubs don't want to compromise on more environment of players or more. Interview player babaye obi oye obabe move the ceiling of the club, and I say the levels of ceiling of club demand. They won't do that. And that is why we've seen probably just a few number of transfers in this January. And I think one of the notable names of English Premier League has been our brand here friend Antoine Semenyo, who moved from Bournemouth to Manchester City. And we know Pep Guardiola wanted something else. I want to wing on. Because if you look at players like Oscar Bomo could play there, the likes of Savinho could play there, Jeremy Dokuma, they are stylistically different from our brand here friend Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo is more direct with me for ball from deep, the ball carrying here. Oh yeah, also what the final ball, the finishing ability now. Dokumu ancient, Dokumu specialized more on the 1v1 dribbling ability, and that is why Joseph Guardiola Coco found it. And since he came, the form is there. Even the last time against Tottenham Hotspur, he scored such a brilliant goal for team and friend in Manchester City. The weeks before, he had been scoring consistently against Newcastle United away in the EFL Cup first leg. So Antoine Semenyo has hit the ground running with team and friend in Manchester City. Jorgen Strand Larsen, Wolverhampton Wanderers, moving to team and friend Tottenham Crystal Palace. The hope for Crystal Palace was that now Brantia, your friend, my branch here friend Jean-Philippe Mateta was going to move to AC Milan. Rich, Italy for the way medicals need different. So when you say Italy in the only country amongst the lots in Europe, most of them allow player Okita, not a defibrillator, a pacemaker. Who's a Ericsson Echo World Cup now, or was the Europes? Our Kokonia had a little heart issue. I had the pacemaker share na kuma machine a bit my boy man na abo the right way. O trashi that's our time Inter Milan. But the rules of Italian football, and not just the Italian FIGC, but essentially Italian football laws and Italian sporting laws actually say machine eshe wa kuma ho a ntimi mobile o krumo no ntimi bi agudia eye rigorous o krumo no enti Abranti friend Ericsson could not go and play in Internazionale Milan. It's not the same thing, but then it's essentially about the stringent of laws of Italy. So player Libanas and the medical exactly as Italian football law they always fail you in the medicals. And Abranti Yefrero Jean-Philippe Mateta two medicals and now he failed all of them. And I'm sending them back AC Milan for Young sign, So groups of war actors can last in Crystal Palace. Now Crystal Palace say Jean-Philippe Mateta echo AC Milan. but that deal could not materialize, and it means that Brentford friend Jean-Philippe Mateta will be coming back. Brandon Johnson, a movie from Tottenham Hotspur to Crystal Palace. Oliver Glasner has been complaining. Say after say Berechies, Koye, Magay, Koye, they don't have the depth in quality, and then he has made it clear. Say by the end of the season, they'll be free clubbing him, and in a bid for Steve Parish, you need to try and convince him to stay and also at least finish the season on a high. You know, they've bought certain players, and one of them, Brentford friend of Brandon Johnson from Tottenham Hotspur, Conor Gallagher, has come back to London, but not the blue side of London. This time to Tottenham Hotspur, and this weekend against Manchester City, we were reminded of the one player. So Oba against Rodri, or as intense, as physical, and make it very, very difficult for Rodri Cascante to play his football. The days at Chelsea, he was always dominant against Rodri, and this time again at Tottenham Hotspur, this weekend Obama also very solid, £34 million, and Atletico for a ton. Oscar Bob have moved from Man City to Fulham because of Antoine Semenyo coming in. He could free up that space, and Brentford friend Mark Gay from Crystal Palace also to Man City because of the issues of injuries and Kokoso and Man City. I think say Oliver Glasner you're boosting Echiro kakra man.
Na ono dia na ngos fete. No, a Crystal Palace a middle table team. Yeah. Our Yankasa Chinchina Koji Premier League. Yankasa Chinchina Kobo Champions League.
Maso wa GEFL Cup was FA Cup last season.
And no, se buy but Yandia
or Europa League.
And I'm just say a hono and yet Chinchina Koji BB
conference. Yeah.
A buy a budget at Yandia, we move on.
Yeah.
Separation I go vi omo promo kaka dia yum tibo. It go vi. Obi abaso ope mateta. E go be sister. Ebe chieze no otu onu so monje. Our the Crystal Palace no kwaje dey.
You understand?
And as
but also boxing ambitions no was true.
Fine. So no feel say dia club no.
Yeah.
Ambition no dia na interior. You move on. But Crystal Palace no dey etiton.
Where they are.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but go find the low. Yeah, be ni ye ka.
But when you
know your coach Adama Brighton.
Yeah, they have a ton.
Oberton.
Yeah. What do you make of CC and striker situation? Because Omakofa strand last in our back. Matete feeling medicals into our back. And my referee, a big also per game time or body World Cup ni biama and also back. It is strikers out and out strikers no. Omo be.
You mean that to say anymore no?
Yeah.
Obenya Dalima.
Yeah.
In terms of selection.
Yes. Or your friend is saying Ismail Sarr, and so with team in him.
But I mean, Oliver Glasner and the other, I know here no. Someone I Matete with him.
Yeah.
He has been top striker all this. Minimum the born.
Or boy Jean-Philippe Mateta.
So we pick one there.
Okay. Next day, boys now
can now compliment.
Never hear what happened to Crystal Palace in the summer.
What they to Tony here.
I don't want to look when I call is Atletico Madrid. Now me doing something corner and I make us say Diego Simeone, maybe it's time to let him go. It's not good at all. Which last season, for large part of the season, we thought saying Atletico Madrid in the Belgian league, you know. Then allow Barcelona and Madrid to serve them at different times. Eventually, Barca managed to win it. They've added extra quality. Now, means when Atletico Madrid for attack depth now, there is a lot of depth in that attack. From Antoine Griezmann to limits. They've added Ademola Lookman to it. Again, it makes an FIMA Bodo Glimpse Barber show Champions League on the last day. And you don't get a top 8. It is hugely questionable of Diego Simeone. I think that the investment Kakromaya can hold this January. If this season they don't put up a good show or Champions League, they should let Abrantia your friend Diego Simeone go. But of course, Obisika Chair is a rich. Atletico Madrid, baby, I move free ban. And the stability of Diego Simeone, they are more.
And you mediocre.
No, but the club, are they going to be better than Madrid or Barcelona?
Only but at least sometimes I saw Rocky shoulder with the Real Madrid and the Barcelona.
Rocky shoulder and third in the
third.
That's a Rocky shoulder. Rocky shoulder, they said
sometimes GBB.
You said 5 or 6 years or I think 8 years ago.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
And Oje Baku. 8 years in another 8 years. So
no, Kofi answer like you said. Atletico Madrid the net team.
Yeah.
And you got many players.
Yeah. No depth power.
They have quality.
Yeah.
It is so you toss our players with mommy. How many can James say? And another baby an active one and baby at the other do. And a mediocre thing.
It's time for Atletico to move.
I'm sure send Real Madrid name Barcelona no. I'm competing.
Yeah, because it's little. Who thought the Demola Lukman any class?
We don't have right.
Now let's put him on. Quality players that should be able to compete. I mean,
excuse me, the man there. We are not going to do one more. If we are still now coaches now, only 12 k.
Yeah.
The most paid coach. I want to run Muzana, about you come out the Diana. Apart from Sally, not the mom give.
So you want about Champions League? About Champions League for you.
Go find an one year. Go and go cranky.
What do you Europa League a moment time against Marseille? It's the cracker.
Okay.
Jeremy Jacket movie from Stade to Liverpool, no? Very interesting. Now buying 40 to Honum. They were hoping says Anka Die Upamecano are extending the contract that they will jump in and get a brand here fellow Jeremy Jacket. But Upamecano, in as much as Madrid, Barcelona, Honum have all agreed to let in a brand here the fellow to extend the contract of team from the football club FC Bayern Munich, and that is good. So Upamecano bets down. I think that they need that experience going forward. You don't know how this season Champions League may be under Vincent Company, but you need that continuity even from next season and in the league. And I think it's good said he has moved on. Our team, your friend, football club Bayern Munich. Which I have different thoughts on the Jacket move. You see, Chelsea wanted Jacket for the ambipedal ability of Jacket, or ball left and ball right. So here the list of centre backs at Chelsea Kita. Abia, the people who have not paid attention to it will not realize it. Aaron Anselmino, a right-footed centre back. Mamadou Sarr, a right-footed centre back. Wesley Fofana, a right-footed centre back. Trevor Chalobah, right-footed centre back. Tosin Adrebia, a right-footed centre back. The only two left-footed centre backs, Levaiko or Repla, Benoit Bedlashile. A lot of Chelsea fans don't think he's good enough to play for the club. And it's in Chelsea Fono were big because Chelsea Fono have a lot of young centre backs. But only I right. It's Mamadou Sarr ever is here. Mamadou Sarr and Wesley Fofana never be competing. So if you in a game, say Mamadou Sarr and Wesley Fofana are playing two right-footed centre backs, you still need a left-footed centre back. It means that in that system, you either have to play Wesley Fofana as a right back or play Mamadou Sarr as a right back. Mambo even Joshua Kofi Chapo. So it is the issue. That is why Chelsea Fofana big on him. Yeah, Chelsea Fofana are the area more. If they lose out on a player, they come back and go through Matlo money and the idea and come and tell us that it is because they wanted to allow Mamadou Sarr and a champion. I'm a Chelsea fan, I know it. I know this project. It's a lie that the sporting directors usually put out. They lost out. One, Chelsea were not willing to pay the amount of money not rent for Abisa for Jeremy Jacket. Not Chelsea for like I said.
I'm sorry, interrupting Kakanti. Olaponi na. Yen 4.5 Tuesday edition. No between the message na bania can kind the amount. Seaman said from New York City, Big Apple with Chelsea kicking Arsenal out of Carabao. A question now be na Kase Chelsea Beshe. Okay.
Chelsea were not willing to pay that amount of money for Jeremy Jacket. Two, Liverpool were more assured in their mind. Say Jeremy Jacket fits into their team, and although they were able pay the fact that Ibrahim Konate has not extended his contract and he was going to go. Chelsea lost out on a top talent. It is not because they wanted Mamadou Sarr to come and play. No, they lost out on Jeremy Jacket. Jacket is top. No Jacket buyer. It is Levaiko, Bediashile Jacket. You have three solid left-footed centre backs with team in him. If you add the Marriott quality at right-footed centre back, you have enough balance to compete. And then Mamadou Sarr is coming in. He is good. I've said it several times.
Oh, so AFCON, are you crying?
He had to take the AFCON before you people realize. Mamadou Sarr has been top from Lyon. And me, when he was 18 at Chelsea for a tournament.
But Koulibaly buying now.
Yeah.
Of 15.
Hey,
simple.
He can play. Which was me Makase me found the age. Paul Kubasi is not 30. The only thing is that according to me to say Joshua Champion. Which only Joshua Champion conference on Koboma Strasbourg 2 years. He will become a world beater. You can sell him for 70 million. It's just that in the English Premier League there's too much overemphasis on player no and so Nikaka. Rich, I'm telling you, if Pau Kubasi was in Manchester United Academy, but at Spain, they will allow you. And that is the problem of the English Premier League. I like the fact that Liam Roseni and Kasa and Omins after say Chelsea have lost out on jacket. No, he's saying that he knows Mamadou. It's Mamadou Mra, and Aaron and Sumino has gone to Strasbourg, which I think is a very good one. Which Chelsea go away to go and play against Arsenal. El Carabao Cup. From where you sit, is it doable for Chelsea to turn it around 3-2?
Football.
I Arsenal feel you. I think psychologically, Arsenal for him say so we call the final of the EFL Cup. No more but yeah, it gives them that psychological edge for the rest of the season. So they have to find a way to beat Chelsea, stamp their feet on it, and go ahead. And Liam Rosinier says he expects the game to be very physical, and I think that is how tactically he's going into the game. And Jamie Carragher on Liam Rosinier's tactical approach to the game against West Ham in the second half, and I think I agree with him. Changing from the 3-2-5 to the 2-2-6 from Liam Rosinier was solid. But so Jamie Carragher, or see Liam is underselling himself by saying that and then the tactics they making changes in the players now. I don't think Liam is underselling himself. Liam is being
smart.
Yes, he's being smart. Or the same players no fully say
Mourinho standing.
Yes, that's why they can fight. On best say men are me tactical room being minimum money. He wants the players to feel like they are making the changes, then they can fight him. Because I don't pay what you can say they move job Pedro money and they say that in a difficult time, but they know that they have to fight at the Emirates to see they can take it.
Yeah. Tactics now can.
Yeah. Players no.
Players in the good park and so. And aside of tactics, the BBA game no. Is the players or man to us here? And I'm going to execute here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you will not be able
and
to.
And sometimes, me, some man, so all my players who say, look, me, a coach, I'm going to move on now.
Yeah.
Oh, they are ready to fight for you.
They would fight for you. You just have to platform them with the structure and then they go ahead to go play Elsa match. Gets his air out because of muscle injury. Jarrell Hatu, I don't think he starts in this one. I think Chelsea will go with Fofana Chaloba, then Rhys James at right back, Enzo Fernandez, Moses Caicedo. I think it's a similar lineup to what he played. I think Andy we old one Nkoko picking by Garnacho obviously also is not going to be in this one.
Yempe disaster via Yempe sabine asem Badiashi mesremo.
Which I think the Badiashi is psychological. Because okay first season first season and Pochettino. They know power. Liverpool. Psychological.
He plays so. I'm at the HM Grumba Bona Basso. I say, Yamian Green Brantano. Or surprise,
psychological.
All of a sudden, was out off
because the ability is there. But as I told you, they're not too sluggish. I mean, sometimes you don't get it. Say, I'm far, they would have to move him on and then go and get it.
Never far.
Here, it depends. It depends on how Chelsea can stretch the game. Liam Rosinyer can. Oko na first half, second half, Arsenal share 1-2. And you are chasing the game, even in the game, I will chase it there. Who's a tie already Chelsea chasing? So you can't go and chase the game too. Either say Chelsea, Chelsea share 1. Now Arsenal chasing title. But immediately you go into the game and you allow Arsenal to score, you go and chase the tie again, it becomes more difficult. Chelsea will not be able to go through. I foresee, say, by the 60th minute match, you're there 0-0. Until the game open up by the 50th minute, I mean the game will open up by the 60th minute. That is where I expect Chelsea scoring. I think saying that Chelsea the game will be extra time. I'm the pushing game out of the regular 90 minutes now. That is how I foresee it's going to be tough. But then Chelsea will give Arsenal a huge run for their money. Bukayo Saka obviously out of this match. Now Barca Koba Biseti. Team Real Madrid film will Copa del Rey. Now, me show Barca don't underrate Abiseti, sir. Omoyi Leganes a free, Momoyi Celta Vigo a free, Momoyi Madrid a free. Saying so much Madrid, the match be omo bia wo league no match. Inti no mo the last bottle, so mo pejaba be that 12. Barca na ekwa kobom. One of the issues I've seen in Barca in recent times is that whilst the attack is solid, no, the last game against Elche, Barca creating XG of almost 5+, but they scored just a few of them. Barca would have to be very clinical against Abiseti Elfi. because I be said to foreign they believe say yeah you Madrid the free man. Let us try to see if we can do it against Football Club Barcelona. But of course, on paper, you expect Madrid to go on and get a job done. Milan and so any Bologna Ebebo the Italian the friend is saying Cup more on huge game away from him. Bologna are going. I think that the Milan double chance should be a very good one. That was so much rich. Those are the major games and then across Europe in terms of matches now. Matches now it's a Barca team match Copa del Rey. They are going to the semi-final of the Copa del Rey, and Madrid would have to rest and prepare for over the weekend. You bet they are leagues. This year caps no. Next week there's going to be Champions League into leagues. No, we've gotten to the most important part of the season now, and I like the fact that Lamine Yamal, only important players now beginning to pick up. Unfortunately, Esteban and Enyadi are most likely waiting up in the match maybe because of compassionate leave. Brazil, you're saying Nana na Oyarido room pass, and now I've seen Enzo Fernandez do an interview and they use the word condolences. So I don't know if the woman had passed out, but then again, he is out of the team. Even if he's back in England, I don't expect him to start. Most likely, he's going to start off from the bench. And the match is over. Senior DBA, he has been very good in this last couple of days. So he may keep up the streak, Maybe that could say the match is not so more day straightforward. So team already, so I'm sure one team I may be going for pen or paper. First one, a BW 388. 23127. Second one a BW 388214 Third one a BW 3881 D7E. The fourth one a BW 3881C068. Then the last one, a BW 38819FE9. Rich, these are codes, and you coffee casino. Okay. Nah, I know the bomb pie goose will go green as well.
Naminto green. And good in the house.
That's a lack of sight.
Naminto green Guzuna. Obi obetwa bibia no oni na onya kakra nya ne lie so
lack of side
me dey lag there me ayo me sofu na ento jumede ne sin 704.5 Fifi Manfred no Martin in Kano. Ivan Mensah say Chelsea will win tonight. Richardo, please tell Fifi Manfred for me. Okay, my catcher no I ran to be some question be also from Isa Anas. Richardo, is Manchester United winning the EPL trophy this season? My answer is big no. Premier League need maybe a top 4 there. Likely able to be a Romana Ecobo Champions League by winning the Premier League by there. Emfa. Some of the champions say Chelsea winning tonight. Okay. Mohamed Abdul Latif. Phoebe, I like your analysis. Chelsea winning tonight. Okay, no so diaba. As a seaman, as I the message aba. I see the no person watching say Chelsea a share Arsenal na nyumei. No more Arsenal at the FIMO EFL. Cup was semi final. But Monshano say nyamiya aduma game no. First leg no say Chelsea to firma Arsenal. Ogoto ma come inside Chelsea take no mienu. Into Chelsea da form now already omura game and so that business minded. I say Atletico Madrid won the La Liga in 2021. Yes, it's true. 2021 and now amo ejefi hono. De bia kukwasa sa ni abu season no. And so every Bismarck also Empire Island so bada yebi awamanena fe yaba eyefie. Some of the champions say I like how both of you collaborate and get the job done. Keep it up. Some of the champion ona odesa message abene anopeno ediaba duba kon abapa usimano and so Bismarck osu Empire la etraso na yahwe amanene nsem nansa na abefi and efisam no emienu yenu apoli onyan baby ko 1 year nie yebe say asam na hen na akakodru house of focus so aya announcement say you almost a new managing director in Mr. Julius Ben Enuma. And also Yakoba, Idiano Betum, near the Sound Common at me at Yamamo. Hala, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Now to say,
Yamia don't be very fine.
Yamia say, Yankai, na also baby idea Bashas every Bianco.
There are some few issues confronting Esikafono. Na Esikafono Masama. Yeah, sebi. Yenis kenke and kebi. And so issues no I am a interesting kakra. And in the Saudi Pro League, our Riyadh, there was Riyadh against Al Nassr. I think Riyadh, Al Nassr winning 1-0. But Ronaldo moved on. He wasn't even on the bench. Before I game in the Babano, and I chanced on information from Sky Sports say Ronaldo Tietia and NT born on Bupi. I'm saying, Ronaldo, they are right Tietia. Ronaldo is paid $500,000 every week. That was Saudi Arabia.
$500,000
every week.
No, Jimmy Wiki Bia.
Enti
Friday no aje.
Enti what could possibly be Ronaldo's reason for going on strike? Obia every Friday you take $500,000. So I started going to Abola and the Portuguese handles, newspapers are, and media outlet. I mean, say if indeed what Sky is reporting, true, they can give a certain insight. Rich, you read from the Portuguese, and they say, oh yes, the Sky can hear no credit. Ronaldo so cause strike. What's the say? Meninje. Midi kind of ninja na musu okay. If you say enye ade among enipa nije ni ska. Say ska and under no circumstances for Ronaldo say meninje. So the first lesson if you say mom di o bi sika doesn't guarantee happiness.
We all grown na. Escafo bi bredo na yo muntimi na. Ticket so sana na ya che. Because business and kwa. Misika we wa ha. I'm fanya day. Or better than that 6 hours.
Okay, no free ha. I also G updates without tracking no maybe.
Yes, we need be up dakra. Me dey na me go dey.
It's rich. Sika doesn't guarantee happiness. No. You know that's everything. Who is rich? Ronaldo. Since a movie called Saudi Arabia, on you to that meeting Anasa. Eka. Who say Uko Saudi Arabia? And yet teams na or more sports investment fund no. A fund you more 100% too. But Anasa can. But Ronaldo GD say rich. Uber you give me clubs na. Omoni the Saudi Arabia sports fund no ebo omo brano omoni earners and do in terms of recruitment.
I'm to players papa.
Yes. Ronaldo think say there is a certain favoritism to Al Hilal especially. So or they compare players at Al Hilal for no doesn't fund etuma omo na or they compare the eto edema or no team Anasa. Now Rich, you now go back to Nhyira. The funny commentary in the Ghanaian media say Anasa not to play Ronaldo Mpuna or suggest
That is the reason why this our fellas now about team because he's bringing on board the now for 4. Now Uko Aranasa or coach Jesus. Jesus is a Portuguese. Now Okochi Ahilal. Yes, you all know a Portuguese, you know, not so no pen and Yakofona. So why then is he not happy? I know about 2 and some George Menimbiana also taking it serious. Some they don't even know what they are talking about. Rich, the bottom line is Ronaldo seen a ninja. I look at the Al Nassr team, or Sadio Mane, or João Felix. It didn't even know Ronaldo pay. Now, Rich, I see Ronaldo at any enough. During that same time, Oko Al Ittihad and so on. Almost Karim Benzema so see the ninja. Also, some say similar to the Ronaldo Ekano. Al Ittihad now no ne Fabinho Mone N'Golo Conte Muso ne able team no. Also, you say they've not done enough in terms of recruiting players. I'm almost the G League. Rich, then within 3 hours. Breaking news about Karim Mustafa Benzema has gone to sign for Al Hilal. Let me say,
from Ittihad to Hilal.
Yes. Now, the problem with this transfer is was Ronaldo any or no Benzema nina esi omati etuano. The omudi Ayo basis of Atuate Al Hilal. So if you allow Benzema to join the club now, say what they took place even in that team, I down next in a striker. Then they have Malcolm, they have Milankovic Savic, Omo Ruben Neves. But these are normal players. Meaning say a club was Sadio Mane, João Felix, Cristiano Ronaldo shouldn't be able to compete. Club was Fabinho Mu, any N'Golo Conte, any Karim Mustafa Benzema, Musa Diaby shouldn't be able to compete. But which then how then do you allow Benzema to join Al Hilal? International Ronaldo say okay, say Al Hilal I must say okay, to win. He also want to go there. Does it mean say all the other stars no more team? Sadio Mane will say, okay, I want to go and win trophies. And to will call Aguilar, there's a big problem.
There's a Bundesliga. At the point, every best player beyond Germany want to play for Bayern.
Yes.
There's a normal league now 1 week.
Saudi Arabian league. Because you don't sit down, Emiliano. For Benzema to use the big boys and enjoy the club of his choice. No, let me be sample at Hilal. Ebenena, the former Inter Milan coach, Inzaghi. So now between Nunes and Benzema, how many best Inzaghi? He will strike. Finish. Where's Kafron Toka in Kebi?
Obi bisa question B.
Dennis Bio. Before you read the question, Mustafa Benzema and so get 1.5 million every month.
1.5 million. Man, to be anwaji.
So Ronaldo get $500,000 a week. You know? That means Ronaldo ever get Benzema in 3 weeks. Then he gets additional 500,000. But Benzema will just get a shot of Ronaldo the end of 500,000 in a month.
Answer then you a question Ayala answer this is
I know today.
I know person who say I have $1 million. Is it a day or a week?
A week.
Week bia me part of Friday bia na akoton account.
Send you almost a Premier League for no. The boy say to be 20,000
only $500,000 every week bia e be kwa akoton account no. Ayala. And Ronaldo, you just got you chat every week. Football. Ronaldo, mumpen number, mammy. I don't go there. The week is coming, jam it.
Now what way? Sir, unya $1 million, sir. Unya you will be more. To know on 2 weeks per month. Na intimidator for life. It's always. As California, you want to come in. You monitor the situation and hear the update. But so we were Mustafa Benzema. She said, "Oko Al Hilal." It was Saudi Arabia. Rich. I want to hear a friend, Jeremy Jackie. He moved to Liverpool, no, and I'm the car once. Me say, I agree to Chelsea not buying him because me Jimdi say Obia enim bi obesi dachi and Obia wo ne set of destiny Yankupo the man and what hard work and you know the can contribute to what you get in the future. But which I didn't have none in tears yet. The reason why a club like Chelsea or more player says or more player said a champion will still run around after I might have finished Jeremy Jackie. It doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't make sense to me.
So one necessary player there. Why by Obia one necessary team?
Even if we admit, say Jeremy Jackie, I idea kakra, actually Jones a champion, any even Mamadou sir, or idea kakra. Now the point is that you do not have a guarantee. Say, only from Rennes to the English Premier League, he will hit the ground running. It was the same thing said about Badiashi. After the Sassi. They were names. Yes! But you have Josh who's already playing. Of course. How many of Chelsea games and all that are just a chap bar which Robert Neredo knows the following day and say, why not? So he's already there. And it's just a matter of giving him consistent games. Only you fit Asian and say, look, you can go and become the next John Terry. We will allow you to play. Now, I don't know force you. The reason why sometimes any clubs be any GDO on Kremu, especially academy boys, and give them the opportunity and say, at the end of the day, the target of the club is results. And once you are rich, with the results weighing on the coach, on my academy boys the opportunity, then I say it is true, that analysis. But how come Barcelona has been able to do it? And you can't tell me, say, oh, per club, pressure also part to get results. Barcelona and Cameroon, yes. You are among the in no particular order. Because I per club, you demand the results of power, yes, which ultimately can find from Barcelona. But how come they are able to look for results, but at the same time get a DNA that trust on academy and say, let's give this case a chance? And so and you have a choice to make. Now, Matthew said, there have been articles from France. I'm say Jeremy choose Liverpool because one club is a great. Number two, only living common. Name clear. And that Van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate are idols. And he was dreaming, so okay, so Liverpool I am getting straight into the dressing room with my idols. He is good. But wait, the moment of competing, you know, and I will be someone who say, club near friend, how do they get their scouting right? Because which in the last 5-6 years, they've produced very, very good players on the scene. I want a Rafinha boy. I want a Kamavinga boy. Desiree boy. Jeremy Doku boy. Ousmane Dembele boy. It is turned out to be a very, very good breeding grounds for these guys. And for to play a few hours. So no man could say they was a Komowa. You bought a very, very good player. Which, according to Opta analysis, almost say in the Premier League, Virgil van Dijk was 77% of area duels win. Ibrahima Konate was 72 points in area duels win, and those two players are the best when it comes to area situations. Now, Jeremy Jackie, and is 75.5 if you France Eba.
Wow. That's only very good.
Yes, when it comes to Seboni game. Now, why this statistics is important to me? Because of the league now,
Premier League.
Yes, you have to show your physical presence. Because they play long balls and crosses. And so when you come with this kind of statistics for area duels, it helps Papa. Now look, Liverpool to Leone from the Serie A last summer, and I went to the ACL. And they are already planning for the future. They don't see Ibu Kunate and even Van Dijk Krano is growing. And they are preparing for their future. And I only been at ACL now. They brought in Jeremy Zaki, and also Embra now on the show. See, they are building for their future. That is what these clubs do very, very well. They are running football. Now I saw this graphic on Live Score. Now I am Mr. Kakra, and the impression they are trying to create, and they say, Rich, Liverpool knows how to get their transfer business done, even with competition. And the latest is Jeremy Zakia, or Chelsea, or Masai. They did same with Isaac with Arsenal, same with Iketike with Newcastle, and they beat Foreign Vets to Man City and Sana Omo Elsani. So Liverpool have gotten their deal done. Now, maybe you're crying on a transfer. No? Which you see in the last 5 seasons, open clubs Omo net spender. You can net spender UTA. The difference between Sika or the top players and Sika or top players in ya. I said this is the table.
Okay. Manchester United.
I want it to free more. The amaton and the amaton. See me, China. Means it my business. And my unit that top with Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, Newcastle, Liverpool, Manchester City. Now me are sure say even with Nancy Liverpool business on my which they are here with 488 because they've sold a lot of players and they've made a lot of money. So we shall see some local for anybody. Chelsea are top on but the reason why probably they are 10 and say they've also done very, very good business with players at Ometimi at all. Manchester United any such track record no. Yeah. In terms of players Ometimi at all abodin every amount for and that is why probably Omo at that top on which maybe you man some crowd with and the game there also Emirates in a very, very short time. You do semi-finals, you know. There's a Newcastle, Man City. There's Chelsea, Arsenal. And they've played the first legs. It's about first 2 games. I can't enemy or China. One at the Emirates, one at the Etihad. They will know who will lift the trophy at Wembley. 2 teams by any Kwakomo. Any match, you know. It doesn't offer a lot of talking points. It is straightforward. Arsenal as a club, Ejiri say they've built a certain project with Arteta. A good baby, Oma have a stay and will travel. And club will be rich. So we do Ochob any time. Every trophy we want to win. Because to inculcate the winning mentality in your team, you don't say, oh, trophy win here, win here. Look, when Jose Mourinho came to Chelsea, in building the winning mentality in the Chelsea team, which even the EFL Cup, he was winning it. There is no small trophy for a club that wants to build winning mentality on the team. And Mikel Arteta say, Rich, for Arsenal project, you know, to stop doubting themselves and say, now we can win the Premier League, we can win the Champions League, you know, they must win the Carabao Cup too. So when you take Carabao Cup, you say Kima. Then they get into that mood and say, we've really arrived and we win every trophy here. And they say, I will see you winning. That is what they must achieve. But wait, this time in the game, you know, a little bit complicated for Arsenal. They say, sir, what's the trajectory of Chelsea? Rich, sir, upe team. Obetini about one off game, 2 leg games. Not even though you are a huge favorite where you are, Chelsea can. They are built for that kind of exercise, no. If you only come marathon like the league, there will be inconsistencies with almost squad, no. Any the engineer project will be able, anyone can say almost change coaches, any sign of no. But wait, when it comes to 2 leg affairs, one big game. And you mean America, Chelsea have shown, say, I say that is how they are built now for star games. And then you wear see Mikel Arteta see. When you said it is the Carabao Cup, so you make small changes. For instance, Kepa them because Carabao Cup on order. He will make changes with Timber and play Ben White. He will change Nkape and play Carfiol because of your fit. In the middle, no, every 2 weeks he will bring player say Eze to combine with Zubimendi and Rice. Send a bit of bench Kai Havertz, any Martin Odegaard, anymore. Now Saka is out because of some small injury. Gabriel Jesus best 30, Martinelli best 30. These are boys that are rescue and bring them into the squad.
Arsenal squad.
That is the problem. Even when you decide to change, or the son of Kakano or Yakas or you rotation. No, or the strength, which you don't even see the difference.
Arsenal team formidable. Sir.
You don't even see the difference. Now, which should Liam also try rotating the Chelsea team? No. The strongest 11.
On the first 11 ball. Because game we now coach is you.
So in doing
forget
about these players. In doing Chelsea's strongest 11, you are saying it should be Sanchez, Reece James, Cucurella, Fofana, Chalobah, Mosca, Cedo, Enzo Fernandez, Kopama, Neto, probably Garnacho, because there is now Pedro. So who should play?
It is all.
And between Gates and Garnacho, then in big games. In big games, I'll still go for Abante for the Garnacho and not play Goi, but almost out Pedro because that will be then the strongest 11. Now, question and say, if even Chelsea decide to say we are forgetting the competition, we are born inside the air, Arsenal. That is our mentality. Arsenal at the Emirates. It's a big game, and we are playing it with your squad. Would that still be enough for Chelsea to beat Arsenal or Emirates and overturn the 3-2 scoreline?
Adding.
Very,
very difficult.
Very difficult.
Chelsea beat me, ABB, but I don't see it.
You don't see it enough. Say everything you are telling the time for one moment to qualify. I think I agree with you. On paper, no matter how Chelsea ended the first 11 member and Arsenal decide to rotate, I still think they still have a very, very strong team to compete team and Chelsea. And then I think Arsenal will book or take it and be the first teamer PM or Emirates waiting for Manchester City. Now, Rich, before I drop my quotes, Mame Enka resonance and pay and for entry yet for any for Mr. Analysis I would see when say the resonant aroma and it's me at the bell. Resona is the best deodorant ever time. Na omo eba you know they've been partners of Real Madrid, CAF, FIFA and other football competitions and the clubs are obia Jomatum say they are the best when it comes to deodorant as I say obia AUSU. Now the new deodorant omudiaba red zone almost 72 hours no. Because I did one way in 50 because we are bo na bacteria na ema fufure etimitel na enkaba ho red zone the technology aba omudi ayo omudio spray na emma sa bacteria na enya adwuma na ebetim fufure a ebetew no so nti se u spray red zone deodorant na for 72 hours you look very very fresh and fufure ba ko crane we beba ho and on scent no say shishation for 72 hours so be our area bia supermarket and I say provision shop and I say more. So I will put deodorant at Tonquadia or sa Ebeka Rexona or deodorant and so ebi. Now open the tour, Mr. Beauty Glow or more 2 shops ever doom I bay a Sempa Pharmacy or Udu Kejete Dubai shop number G1549. Ben police station no and also omo our shop ho Beauty Glow SR Kegetia opposite gate 8 ben CBG building no udu Accra okom Makola Mall and as Makola Central Market wa ubetimi enya Beauty Glow na what to run zone 72 hours no and so ebi enya Beauty Glow nkwa Daddy Ash and so our shop Kumase any enkran de no first one no Kaishi opposite advanced savings and loans honum omo ewo honum udu takradia market circle adjacent car bank no Daddy Ash and so shop no ewo ube Kumase a omo shop ewo dum Mrs. Anoche building no opposite Boss FM omo so ewo ho ubetimi afre Daddy Ash 053101 3881 and I say 0244 772599 0244 772599 ubetimi afa Unilever International we producing Rexona and so our 0543 384 958 0543 384 958 and these are the codes me de mamu nyinara anyway yemfa enkodia games Spain Barcelona airball in the Copa del Rey. There is a very Puka game there are games in the Saudi Pro League and there are other very very interesting games yaki kabo kama and you wait me aje sa 3 course way na wait me e de aye wade first one no BW let me check it from here. Okay. First one a BW 388 0D415. Second one a BW 388 11721 and the last one a BW 38812D52 Sunday you winning you know and no there were no course but another there are course and also yes I be winning be until over to me alpha BW 3880D415 BW 38811721 BW 388112D52 Oko Osubempa yala ewo Exa Obehu ewo Oko Osubempa Ebesmago Osubempa hyphen ayala ewo Facebook on Sabeka code no Oko ayala sports ewo Facebook and follow all those pages on Sabeka code no that o join WhatsApp and as a Telegram page ni so on sa ebetimi akansa course we na yeko eni which one year ni
exactly and yenya Francis Frimpong nipa dodo na dia no de frɛ no aye poli exactly 1 year na yenra and arrente di kotokotim na chi eno mu na awram ewo instratre ama mo kobo Ghana Premier League. In fact game ni yeni na nim emunsam kakra bra game ni koso there was this altercation koso among the players and Mujina Park and so ebo a man escalate supporters near the more stands in Msubema in Yapoli ɛyɛ sɛ opie abɔnten na na obi anim baabi ɔkɔdeɛ ɛma obi nipa bɔne bi ɛde sekan ɛnso ɛkɔwɔ yɛnnua na onyane baabi ɛnso ɛkɔɛ 1 year nie na sɛ usi abɔnten a nkenkan ne kɔtɔkɔ fans question a ɔmu bisa ne sɛ na sɛ yɛnnua no na sɛ no akosi sɛn de odi ne bɔne no yɛakye no anaa ho nsɛm no sɛn paa ɛna ɛsiteɛ before yɛbɛkɔ na le asafo duku update a ɔde ama yɛn on air case no yɛntie ɛberɛ a yɛnnua pole ɛnya ne baabi kɔe na adeɛ kyerɛ me kae sɛ yɛnnua zando ɛna ɔkɔ ne yere efie ɛne kunani nso kɔdi ɛyɛ nkɔmmɔ na anytime biara mɛbɔ voice ni biara no na ma yɛ emotional asɛ me kun ɛkɔrɔ me no ɛdi nkɔmmɔ afei deɛ deɛ nsɔre na metiti yɛnti ɛberɛ a asɛm no baeɛ no na yere
no me gidi sɛ menene 3 days one owura kasa yansa na wɔkɔ
menene ne da sorry Jama semunina menyame misibete mitwe mikuno mitia mitwe mikuno wakra me anopa mikuno wakra me kani tu mikuno kra me wokodru ya mikuno flame wakache mi so ma misi yes wakache mi se ma ne ulem misi mo be ulem mate 3 o'clock mikuno wona mentise mikuno Jesus. Lord, you me mama what? Lord, you me mama. You should have come me mama. You be nice na me see me mama. Me dey. See me dey my say me na me.
Enti ebra ye nua pole wonyan baabi ekoye no. Na ye na motin nka no. Asemi ni kura da sorry anopo akra me se mitima me don pa asante koto me no omuni na ekọ insuratre na ekobo game okuduru kromo on na di nkomo so mo me nwram so obewram ampa adru maybe ni kunu etimi wram afedi efri be no mienu de kono no miensa so a game ne koso no onkoti ayese ne kunu obi de sekan e de awo no exactly 1 year muana yewrei na enum na na asafo duku asemi emse yina enim se bibia e be fra asem no court no no na oginem edema ayekuma asase no ko as emranim ni na oma update kakra 1 year ni no asem se hipa na adru ewo aye court wo lawyer asafo duku enchechemu ode amayen enso ni
so our court from the time when police before investigations more arrest could be the Sunyani district could be no one hour business when you say nipa 8 at 2 no you kai every or more my binum bill you be can home eventually we need bail conditions war one about to business but ensure that make progress be our court because police no train or more forensic report because of that after say accused persons no be la or the court in an accredited adjournment say police no say report my in fact the last time I cried court 27th of this month last January no crowd the magistrate no and me cry and city ninna say about 2 weeks ago and 52 magistrates you promote to the circuit court. And we can say maybe new lawyers here almost a core bench. In the future, two normal circuit court now is worship ending or come when your promotion or call circuit court or calling it is other crowd now when you're available crowd one city. And most likely say on our Everton hobby because of different courts, a higher court. The train a new magistrate. I'll bet was Naya Sasu train police report to be free forensic aba na ehu direction or the case niko that you go so any CID department criminal investigation department edin combo about the progress of the case in the name of say I could do court now and that's no court there the any bet to the actually na
okay enti kasama for the man Kumase Asante Kotoko Nhyira lawyer Safuduku na odessa update no enso ede amai memra ho 1 year ni yenua police ni so by kan bia ti lawyer o say omukokota ni ajani case no lawyer nso so say onya promotion to a different judge na omuhwe ni so ba betoa assembly ni so then secondly omu train police for no forensic reporter be free in crime any and the beba na omo who said the asem no omo de ebefa
rich random sensemene de ye ntimi yan we nemu no akwakoye 1 year yi kakra me nso metimi aka outside the legal issues no eye yeah ye dia agro na chi no nsɛm ngiti bia ye nua pole ebekoso aka yen se ye football followers a ni nya yen ho ntiase e wo sa aspect no adi ama me kai pole pa ye call Ivory Coast yeko afcon no na journalist ya obas I dey call training grounds na dey call baby bebre na mekai yeko one of those training sessions na ye ba no na pole betina ya bas no and also pole oyobia like men can say onye timid oba around now because obe kasa no cheche nsemu eni ade tietena ma se no so ono no abikus watena sa enti yopogon ho na ye kono onim ho yenso ne ho nyi community de bia na ma ye Google map na no so yendum ye Google map no de bako yenso ye isada enyim no girigiri santi ye nim no say pole but ye ko ho ni nyina ye de Google map nam nti ye mfi no unu say interestingly say de Google map de feel ye twa ye ho ne ye boss me se munu na me fa monko ene say okay odi bim ena ampa ni driver no fa ha ene kudru ye apartment ane ye da you do your poko why you do baby afi obi a otima sini bia edika so ye ni man de osman kan je some dem baba me see he ya na meti that is the kind of person who here he is so friendly to the extent say he doesn't struggle to make friends and bread to make the environment friendly me me ya no rich ye nyina ye diagro ye chi say yenya atwomwa there are some venues a oti say football muntokwa ama obi afrimu a depending on nipa krono ni sunu ne ba ya onnim no ene adwuma a woyedidi team na chi no ebia enya onwa because every venue bia on the hooligans and hooligans and they identify people a omo na omo di animu pa ma omo ya sa de no it is a football muntokwa esi na a known hooligan efa so na bibi na ebe ya we will raise the issue but enya onwa because the person the attachment to the club is along those lines but Paulie the entesa he's not a known hooligan
ono be yinse
yes me dey support mikuta mkotoko flag
and ye be shamo
yes me dey hwa me ho ye bo kolomashi me dey sa me dey yedede amobi ehun say kotokos ay yabaha and ye diomachi that is Paulie ni dey na nya
yanko kuntokwa yanko huna no ena de bia me kaya na ya me ya no rich asemi bae adusua bebre enchechire bebre ena nyina ya kan film why ya sa betu ye die I think the prime one I ever highlighted eye say ye be kosoa na ye be preach say e wo ya godie no ho de sebi etutrasem ne akaka bensem no eni dabre wo ho enti se ye boy ho mode ne ye yi sa de ni free ya godie ni mu a e be boa ye nyina e ya godie ne kokodi e wo mu say e ye competitive there but results no send ye be kwa ma utim bia no ye nyintum se sa na agro ne tie na ye nyina ye ntimi ni agro no ma ni gie wa agro no emomo nye emfaso de. That is the reason why sports is termed as recreation, no. E ade e release stress e de nigie ne nkabo mu na ba nipa brabom emfa to trasam emfa sebi owuo ni areho e na eba e de nigie mom e na eba nti se yeti ase sa na ya approach game bia with that kind of mindset, no. Na pole wuo no ankokwa na edaso akakai say to trasam ne akakabensam de yempa o ya go ni mu a I think say nyina no ye betimi LIV the legacy no the
reform bebre abagana football
yes
ye make sure say e bin science bi
yes
na yansan konya aye second pole e should be about before ko fi bebem no yen kan ho abrante no otiase no I mean said the nesi enim aye pole na ebrem kakra na into also with Hasselhoff appointment no
what's the moment in Barcelona? Yeah, sent in Barcelona in Gram. Yeah, man, maybe I'm in the 1,000 currency. And I said, maybe sit down and come to you. I just said, I did in Barcelona. I'm the moment in Barcelona. And yes, in Barcelona.
Okay, inti where you done on Kotoko team no? Barcelona could drew a stadium net you move inside that. Na I be more prevented some by my Barcelona room no and Napoli yes. You did pass and a hand you befa on our company at the HC me so rest in perfect peace. Ovi Brahma in Kaka na yentoso.
No. Lawyer Safuduku said the case is still at the preliminary stages. I think for me that is the highlight of the whole situation. One of my closest friends, if I'm a closest friend, Joshua Jan Mensah from our days in St. John's School, he's a lawyer. So I remember since that time I Poly Assembly by I constantly will go to him for education on how quickly he thinks the verdict beats me about. And me kai that time no. Joshua catch me point blank. Say even after a year, he doesn't think. Based on the story I was telling him. Say because when say it's a case of murder. And you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt.
Sure. You
have to get first. So it's me chini pa krono main suspects now. And you're in chain for the usually the in chain for will aid in investigation to.
So they do maybe a DB primer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The main person now, but you need to prove beyond reasonable doubt. And usually in scientific terms, beyond reasonable doubt becomes DNA in this animal.
Forensic no.
Before you can nab somebody, say you know. At the time, I catch Madame for Joshua Jan Mensah as a yak. I say, me catch me the or as if you know, no catch him or fancy muse, them naughty. And for me, once I realized, say, 1 year after polio, the grief and sorrow I had at the time, Abra, Madame for Joshua catch me say, the wheels of justice will grind slowly, especially in this specific case, you know. My mind takes me back to Poland in a manner. At the time, I think CHSA was 6.
Yeah.
And the lady he left behind, young, Menshia Polida, never met him. But so who be a exuberant.
Pegana football.
Yes. He was full of life. The way Nipa or Bonebra. It's sad. But Rich, to be very honest, since then, have we learned your lessons from union freedom with free munana? I think that there are going to be people who think otherwise. Say, Debbie, you see our lessons are, and there are still been scores of violence here and there or Ghana League in him. And we need to make sure see a best Chiwisa and your man. For me, the family need here, I don't think they will get closure. Because Sabia a close family member in Frimuda, that's where you probably think that closure just comes. Closure doesn't come. You get used to it, you go on and you live your life, but closure ma. But the slightest thing to closure, our ban when you're bushing for betting is for us to get to the point.
I know.
And I don't know, but for the only thing I would say is that for Menra, I've been saddened even more because I say will be catching me, I know, or running me or catching me time, no, has been affirmed because I think you're still your preliminary stages. It means that deeper now in that ban investigation, you see even a magistrate now or Tina Semno Crown, you're transferring us any time or so, you're training different magistrate to come before we can find justice for Union. So a little bit worrying, but the only thing I can say is that I hope Kotoko as a club will never forget him. 1 year on, they remembered him. They've done a good job. And yes, we fino. Now, Omonkai and Ma and Busiano.
Sure, very important.
This is some of the reason Tiabema Obi would still want to die for Kotoko.
Sure.
If we don't forget Union Poli.
I bring it House of Folk the statement about one thing and statement in the Nano. A appointment almost say a new managing director in Mr. Julius Ben Enuma. Onuna ebe replace Delali Anku Adiama. Onuna say the Oba Beshana na odi dwumadi no. E de ana me kan so be replace as obviously. Ako Anku expectations now what the man no. Were meaty.
In fact, I didn't have any expectations.
A good Satama Obano. No any attachment. No. Man City or so.
Manchester United.
United, right?
Yeah. It's house job now. It's not about CV.
Okay.
It's about the structure.
We almost say on a better clubs on administrative, commercial, and sporting operations.
You see, we all know what general manager Nejumati is. Yeah, general manager.
Day-to-day running.
We don't need Obi to come and explain it to us what the person will do. The idea here is the structure now. Why do us of keep changing general managers, but still now club and it's a structure. And your personnel no. And I mean, can say house of folk the players can be 3 months. And yet, general manager been a bit more solve it. It is a structure. Now, Julius, the biggest job is to make her sustainable. They will not have to rely on Tobe to pay salaries and all those things. On him. But how can he get it done if the structure still remains the same? If he still has to go through people like Akambi, Odote as trusted Togafede personnel to get simple things, I will need to say, a bit me transform me, club and dana. These things are there. Like, Yatra, say, it has become an established canker in the institution. Obiaba ontimi and how to deal with it and get success. And all that it keeps on causing a change in personnel in the general manager. And Julius Ibe say the same thing about Julius met me 3-4 years, you will change him near the before Fraba. You will not see anybody to change. And then a club a position in Accra. And what and the 4 board members Sahas. A big club with history and pedigree. A very, very well situated commercial entity, but it doesn't get sponsors. And to me, produce any income. Supporters apathy, Obianco Stadium, Club Nimiska. There are a lot of inadequacies in branding and communications. It's not as if they don't have personnel. About personnel. They know the problem, they can solve it. But the structure is not allowing anybody to function within structure. No. let's say I don't celebrate a DBM has.
And you the old story now.
Of course.
Until structures and businesses.
Exactly, until something dramatically change.
I say so. Do to any I can be. Almost so now. So many locals be out.
They've never had any proper locals, but they are still operational within the club. I am not saying say omo club no omo here dwumadie bi no enye. These are experienced people. They can add value. So who you want to say now you don't I can be to say mebuamoya is good. But you see, omo presence no. Any look, Togo you're in a case here. And all can answer you are very, very careful. But the simple question and they say Togo should ask himself, why is it that the other businesses, they keep on growing, increasing in revenue, very, very good business companies are war, and it's in a house and quad doesn't give you money. Metimeka say, and no more Togo afede. A supervisor as a business executive, Ningina can give him profit except us. Why is it so? I didn't have some quality. And to me, Mano, the adequate and no man was said the man as a business entity. It is because of the way it is run. The general manager doesn't even have Empress. Until me signing even 2,000 Ghana cedis. Like no money, basa. The corporate structure of us is so wrong.
General manager office, P officer.
Me, I don't. Julius, top guy. But baby, I quite question. So as the strike analysis, then hands be a free club. Now, my name to me, I'm funny vision and run a club as a general manager. Now, there's nothing to celebrate. Maybe be object.
Okay.
The only thing I even want to see is that Julius Baron inherited legacy issues. Has a transfer ban already. Those are legacy problems that he's already coming in. You see, Has and Shania, it's going to be a stumbling block for people to better their CVs and move on. Because I'm asking myself, Argentina, per what I realize saying, the Has job looks like a poison chalice. But somebody with a strong CV, with Julius Diano still wants to go and take the job. It will further enhance his CV if he wants to go abroad. Because Wabe, the managing director of one of Ghana's biggest clubs. So Hearts need to be careful. They need to look at their interest. Because it's on his TV. He may not have been successful, but then maybe because I interview man. So far as Hearts on my TV, I know how to argue that I did my bit. Okay. So Hearts need to be careful. And yes, idea another roller coaster of the same story.
So kura Android those in the process maybe say promo code ayedian no about Nhyira FM asho e basa automatically no ye chow £5 and €5 and ye more Europe. So America na Canada ye chow $10 for free. O send this cancel yento we. Tap send it there. No fee.
Hey, they just say o kan yo tap send.
Mensaima Doris ama amponsa kwaba emfree US abrochimem Texas and na Doris ewo is America said about Ghana our chronoma francho Good morning, Doris. I am Wakwaba Mjidi so buying so no. Bibia Boko. Aya, anyway.
Bet we see and Kai will be in the games so hot, games so baby are games so hot. So we will be interested in betting a Betway and your number one betting company was on your mo. Edi Juma omo interface in a very nice omo a lot of product here exciting. Now I welcome wo as a customer to omo Jumedia omo edino. Timi shawa se obe twa bet dia no amana e Betway. Apart from se woni omo ba be di Juma no, it's omo dia konya bia ba we a game changer. Betway say o share bet e o Betway platform no so a o unique code na da o bet no so no share e ma from fa code no intwa bet ni bi so mo di twa bet na wo code no e dia no Betway say o ma 4% waiver on sag sikana nko for edu code no etwa bet no we exclusively Betway nko ana Emma was akonya nti adenti ana wutwa bet eda so e wo ba bia wutwa bet no na enye Betway switch bra na e betwa bet nyina e wo Betway get way more undi 18 years ya show untimi ntwa bet but odi 80 years ya na watwa bet e wo Betway na wama aye kama e wo
Mirishi Teresa Japama happy birthday nyame show Japama Teresa ye pharmacist nyame show pa a special day birthday day special day and intino de da akoma so bia nyankopon enyini ndina emfa emaw na ọmọ ekwatenten enkwa ahoden wom yare bia nim na onkosoa inshallah Teresa Ejapoma happy birthday to you. Etie from Pamcho Edmasia yakofa adom kase no ede amamo ye ba ya as usual ayema bene wa ne team no Lady Gold mu ready amode obra ato adwumade no ede ebre nyame adom ebesan enemo ehia adom kase na eto so yakra mu nyina